All right, all right, all right. Let's get started. Damn, I was on it. I could have sworn I was on it. Like I was not gonna mess up. Hello and welcome to My Manic Mondays, where movies and mental health meet. I'm your host, CJ Robles. I swapped out the wrong thumbnail for the right thumbnail, but I just I did a 360 instead of a 180, and this is supposed to be due tonight. We're doing episode 129. A special guest, Christian Cortez, and we're going on Monday, September 29th, 2025, 10:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. My Manic Mondays, where movies and mental health meet. I call this kind of like my. I've been doing this show since 2021, so we're going on our fourth to fifth year already, and I see this more as my interactive vlog, talk show. I'm more comfortable calling it a talk show, and but yeah, it's more about interactions, about the things I do on the daily. I tend to notice that I do a lot of things, but not really like it's like just things to keep me more balanced and here and ready to do things. I also, as an actor and performer, entertainer, I want to make sure I have a good mindset every time I'm doing a set. So I noticed that with this show, I'm able to do a little bit more and hold myself a little bit more accountable, but more or less, kind of just look back at the people I've met and the things I've done, and see how it's got me here. And tonight I have a very special guest, and they're running an Indiegogo campaign. So we're going to talk about the Indiegogo, and we're going to talk about my guests and their art and their expression towards everything that they create that helps them create what they want to get out. But in the meantime, I'm gonna just do a little updates because I gotta do some cleaning. Let's talk about I am moving forward with the IG page. It's already in the works. I already talked to one of my writing partners, and she's down. We're moving forward with the Cougar Companion. It's gonna be an IG page. I'll be be we'll be running, be having fun. I don't even know exactly what we're doing, but we're gonna be just making sketches, um, just being silly, and we'll see where we come up with, because it's I did a comment on a IG page for the Monkey Boys, and it was about they were cougar hunting, and I wrote a lengthy comment that's already at 900 hearts. I mean, 800 hearts. Gonna be I'm about to think it's gonna get 8 to 900, but I got a lot of reactions. And somebody had said I should do be the Steve Irwin in 2025 in this field, and I don't mind taking on the role. I'm in my 40s now, so I'm the age of the Cougars. So I'm not really I can't. It's not That's not me. It's not it's not not for me. So I can help out. We'll talk about that if we have to, but I'll see how that page is going. I think it's funny how all that kind of organically started. Trying to upload a photo, but it's not uploading. Come on, buddy. This is how my show works. Very organic. Just getting going. There we go. Yeah. So let's talk about what I did last week. So last week I did this quote because I was gonna do a meet and greet with Kevin Smith. The quote was, "Long time no see. Only pray that the caliber of your questions has improved." And I will say that I did have a question for Kev, but then when I met him, I answered the question in the time between that from when saw that quote, because I've met him already a handful of times, at least like 8 or 9 times, and gone to the evening with Kevin Smith, done the Q&As, just fanboyed out, tried to figure out what is it, what am I doing, and the other week when I was there talking to him, it was just more of a hangout session. You know, we waited 3 hours, and my son wanted to meet Kev really bad too because I've he sees me talking about him. We binge watched Comic Book Man, so he's very caught up to date with that, and it's a cool thing because my kid is really into movies, and I want him to always have a place to go, no matter where he's at, and movies and comic books and just even like tabletop games, stuff like that. Anywhere you can go where you can use imagination and where people like support you or whatnot. So here's me with Kev and my son. Yeah, dude, 3 and a half hour wait. That hair is gone, dude. I was exhausted, but my son was wearing the clerk shirt, and Kev looks at him and he goes, "Kids clerk shirt. I don't think we have that, do we?" And then I go, "No, my wife made it. Like we got the small at the Secret Stash, and we put on him." He said, "Oh, you can kind of grow into it," and then we just folded up the bottom and sewed it. So now he has his little miniature clerk shirt, and I think it's one of the cutest things. But I thought that was funny when he was like, "Is that? Do we have a kids? Maybe we should." The way Kev is, but the reason I'm a fanboy now a second, like always, because it's fun to be part of something bigger or to understand something greater than what you're doing. And with me, it's like filmmaking, acting, writing, directing, everything. It all comes together, right? It's all in the same vein. It's all in the same umbrella. And going to New Jersey and going to meet just like everybody from the View School, everybody that's part of the shared universe, everybody that's just kind of in that little world. I'm way over here in Texas, and I always want to like go over there. I always want to be at those events, and it's with planning I can do it, but it's challenging. And the flights aren't really expensive. It's the what do you call it, the board, the room and board. So well, the boarding, sorry, I should call that. And that's what gets you. But I had Kevin sign my Mallrats poster, so now I started this year. So I have Jason Lee, Brian Halloran, I got Ethan Suplee, Jeremy in London, I got Jay, and right there you see CJ Kev, as Kevin says, "I love you." So all that we're it's all for something, right? This is something I like doing. These are side things I'm doing now with the posters, and but every time I go to the View Skew or New Jersey or everything I do over there, it's all with arts, and it's a lot movie heavy. Like I love like the movie conversations that we have over there, and I love all the hey, how's it going? And I love the just everybody that when I go over there, it's just such a great little it's a great what do you call it, hang. So I got lucky because I got to meet and befriend one of the I guess I don't even know where to begin with this gentleman because he's just all over, just awesome and creative and very well spoken. Just talking to him right now is just it was I'm like yeah, dude, it's like very very cool to talk to this individual. Um, so without further ado, I told him I was gonna do 5 or 7 minutes, and I'm hitting 8. I'm hitting 9. Let's get my guest out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please give me a nice warm and welcome for our guest, Christian Cordes. How are we doing, sir? How are you doing, Christian?
What's going on, man? How are you doing? How you doing?
Doing well, man. I do the monologues for stand up or just for my shows, and I kind of have an internal time how the time's going, and I think I'm at like 3 minutes. I look, it says 8 minutes. I'm like, oh crap.
I heard, what's funny is I heard the alarm go off and I was like, that's definitely his timer for his opening little monologue, which is fine. Like, hey, you took a little bit of a break between this episode and the last one. So you know what? You get the extra couple minutes to catch the people up with how you're doing and all the things that is happening.
Yeah,
I love that photo of you, your son, and Kevin, especially the little clerk shirt that he's wearing as a
dude.
huge Kevin Smith fan. Like, come on, that's so dope. I can only imagine how awesome that must be.
Dude, that's like, oh yeah, dude, it was funny. And then like my son's been like photo bombing my photos like this. He'll smile. I'm like, where do you get this from? From you? I'm like, I guess. Thanks. He does this thing to me now. He smiles, and right before they say cheese, he goes, pan face.
That means he's developing excellent comedic timing, and we just need to feed into that.
dude, I don't even know anymore, man. I think I fed too much. Like I'm like he's
No
getting good.
such
He
thing. We
dude,
always
he
want
knows.
the kid to be funnier than how we are. I'm not a dad yet, but like I
Yeah, I
would
get
hope
you though.
I would hope that my son or daughter is funnier than me.
You
Because
know,
especially with how bad my jokes are, oh my god.
it's it's not bad, but when he's actually good and he's on point, like let me tell you, this is when he roasted me when he was like, was he 7 now? No, he was 5. I mean, it was last year. I go, I was like looking for my keys so I can go do stand up. I had my book. I got my book. I got my tripod. Where are my keys at? Where are my keys at? Well, I was still playing. I play basketball, and I have like this thing you put on that just holds the basketball on your shoes. And my son calls it the purse. And then I go, hey man, I go, babe, you see my keys? And he just goes, why don't you look in your purse? And I was like,
Wow.
wow,
Wow.
damn. But
But
I was like,
that's not like, it's not necessarily riding the line of him being like disrespectful as much as it is like he's riding that very thin line where it's like, okay, that's just funny enough for that to slide,
it's
like of course,
clever.
yeah, that thin line, like thin, razor hair thin. It's like you're lucky that was a good joke.
Oh man, I know I mean, I forgot he's burning me, and I'm like, you're lucky. I'm focusing on this because these burns, like, I'm just gonna let them slide because I'm happy. I'm like, great. Try not using that too much, but we'll see. You know what? Whatever. Let's see where it takes you.
Yeah, but
Let's
you
see
know
where we go
what's
with
but
this.
you're his dad also, so at the end of the day, you have like the ultimate rebuttal, which is, bro, do you know where you come from? Like
Dude.
I watched it happen. I was there. I am part of your creator. Like I'm the co-creator of you, dude. You want to get into some details? All right, let's do it.
Dude, oh my god, yeah, no, he does. No, he'll go up to me. He'll be like, "Oh, I'm Mini CJ," and he'll start just like being a pain. I fell. I posted a video where we're at the skating ring, and everyone kept dropping. And I was like, "Oh man, I'm not gonna fall. I'm just gonna go real slow, do my thing. I'm not in a hurry." And I was doing really good until the last thing. I was like, you know what? Let's record this and let me do a little spin. Well, I fell and I busted my side. I didn't hurt myself like permanently. I just got a little bruise, but I was fine. And I fell down. I was like, oh man. And then my kid was like, oh, whatever. It's even the video itself is funny. I'll send it to you on IG. It's funny. But after that happened like 2 or 3 months ago. After that, he'll just start walking and be like, hey, look, I'm CJ. And he'll just fall. just he just falls down on the ground. And I'm like,
I'm gonna do that the next time I see you in person. CJ.
I got some comments here. Let's see what you say. Will always be there is from
This is one of my songs I made. So there's a longer extended story as to how we got there, but We'll Always Be There is one of the many children's songs that I've written. And that one has become one of the most popular that I've done.
Okay.
And it's clear that Kahuka number 4 is a fan. So thank you, Kahuka. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And that's you.
Yeah, I was replying. I was making sure that he got acknowledged, you got
dude. I forgot. I see here on the StreamYard. I see the other links, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's other people gonna be here.
Yeah, I shared it out to my own platforms as well, so anybody watching from Facebook or YouTube, my Arcade Productions YouTube channel, can tune in. But I bet they're kind of sick of me every time I go live. They're just like, "What is this dude going to talk about now?" And it's something.
Hey, but like, hey, dude, that's a talent, and in which it's its own. But even just conversating, dude, and then not getting fatigued, man. I remember when I first started doing this. I remember being like, yeah. It's like this is a workout in here, and this also adding lights, and then like I'm in my own cave, my bat cave is what I calling it, and I'm like it's basically a shed, and
yeah,
like
but
it's just
nice.
my little stuff where I get my things, and like I have so many DVDs and right here, but I like that like we don't really put them in the player, but I have my son be like, what is this movie? And I tell him like, oh, it's this movie, we should watch it, or you can't watch it yet because of this, but I would love for you to watch this. And you know, like it's such a good thing. Or like everything I have, like a point, and there's a story he wants to know about it. So I like that I've been able to like you know, have a place to like store I guess my memories
Store
or everything.
and congregate all the nerdiness.
I know. And you know what, man? I gotta say, I love to geek out, and I never realized that. And I think out of default, just because the stuff I like and the stuff I gravitate to and the things I want to talk about just make me a geek. Like I didn't even know it was like that because I'm over here and like I'm like I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about that. What? What'd you say? Stand up? What? Clown? What movies? What you guys want to talk about movies? Let's quote. I find it so hard to quote movies these days
You know what's
because
so
it's like
funny is that I was just on. So this past weekend, I was working on set. Right, when I'm not writing or directing, I'm working as a production sound mixer. So I'm doing like boom op or recording sound. And I walk into this house I'd never been to before. We're getting set up, and my ears perk up like a fucking dog or a cat. And why did they perk up? Because an entire group of people that were on this crew were just talking about the Muppets. So I was like, okay, let me gravitate towards those guys. And you're quick friends, you know, like
you know.
it's fun to be a nerd in that regard because then it's like, I could instantly find my people.
You know, you're right, and and now that like even traveling for conventions or well, that's obvious, but like if I travel for something for like a just family thing or maybe a movie set I'm doing for the Indiegogo, I'll go and I'll be in like a new state or new city I'm not from, and I never like ever thought about like I'll just randomly show up and see what's out there. Now I'm like, where's the comic book store? Where's the record store? Where's the movie stuff? Like where's the theater at? Like I'll just go where the improv actors at? Where the stand-ups at? Like I'll go looking for that now. Before
Where's
I'd just be like,
everything fun? Yeah.
yeah, exactly, right. And then at its own cost, what do you call it? Like picking one might not be like the best it's like city I'm in, but I want to experience that version of that. I want to
Yeah.
experience that version of that because it's like to me sometimes they look similar, but they're completely different.
Every
Um,
city has their own different vibe in their arts and fun things that they go about doing. No two cities have the same style of improv or comedy. Like, I mean, hell, look at New York and Chicago. Chicago has Second City, and New
mhm.
York will just always have that hub of improv comedy that they're probably similar in their teachings. But I mean, I don't really know improv as that well, so I can't speak to it. But from what I
Yeah,
do understand is that while the facets can like are pretty much the basics can be covered, they're two different styles. Like
yeah.
these different people come out of these doing different things. So uh bah sorry, someone said Cortez is a goat, so I was just like I gotta make a goat noise now.
Yeah,
Bah.
I saw the goat. My brother called me the goat in front of my son. My son goes, "Why do you call her the goat?" And I was like, "Bah." And he goes, "No, it's
Greatest of all time.
the greatest of
Yeah,
all
greatest of all
time."
time.
And
I
he goes,
yeah,
he
I
goes,
was surprised that some people didn't realize what that was.
interesting topic. I've never thought about it that way. Yeah, he goes, you voiced in Arcane Merchant.
Yes. Okay. So Uh, I made a wait, was it Tobias and the Arcane? Was it? Basically, this is a project I made an appearance in. Uh, my buddy Adam Guzik, who is a talented filmmaker in his own right and composer, created this. Well, he's creating this trilogy of movies that I got to cameo in the second one. Uh, Tobias and the Half Pariah, and then Tobias and the Arcane Merchant, and then the next one is I think called the Birch Cathedral. And yeah, I cameoed in Arcane Merchant, but I'm like blink and you miss me, dude. Like it doesn't even sound like me. Adam asked me to put on like a Liverpool or like a British accent, and that's always fun, especially when you have no idea how to do that. um, so yeah, I'm in Arcane Merchant in a very blink and you miss me kind of capacity. Uh,
Yeah, I'm in a few movies like that recently where it's like that was that you it could have been me. It's the back of my head or my shoulder, like but the experience, but getting to be on other people's sets was helping me figure out my sets, how I want to run my stuff, how I want to do it, because I was getting so much experience, and then I was just kind of like getting on to some sets where they actually have like real producers on there, and I was like, oh, here's the one I want to see how this goes, having somebody on the side trying to coach or a backseat driver, like, and it's not bad, but it is funny, man, when there's a money involved,
Yeah.
and how the art tends to like get affected. But the true art, I mean, anything you do, anything that comes from the place of genuosity, it's gonna be badass. It's gonna stick out. The fruit will rise to the top, or the cream will rise to the top.
And I think that part of the creative journey in making things like that is that you do find, listen, finding people who will pay for your thing, like money as as an investor, is already a wonderful thing. But and compromise is absolutely a thing, but don't be afraid to, and I don't even know if I'm the person to necessarily say this because I'm not somebody who's had a movie finance, but I think that you should go into these certain things like prepared to know that hey, there might be disagreements down the line, but just know that we're collaborating towards the same unified vision here of making something good. Like
Yeah,
that's always the dream. And sometimes some people may not understand necessarily how that happens or how that goes about it. So like sometimes notes may like throw off something, be like, where that maybe I don't know, like I'm offering like a hypothetical where it's like, "Hey, what if you did this?" And
yeah,
it's like, "Hey, what if you made that scene scary? Sir, this is a Christmas movie. There's no
yeah,
scares." Uh, so I think that when you go into those kind of things, you always got to be prepared to like know who you're collaborating with, like know who's
yeah.
signing your paycheck.
And that's why I was bringing up the producers, because when there's a set where other people like are giving you money and they have pull or they can tell you something, like I don't like that. I do like, however, these crowdfunding or these Indiegogo campaigns that you can actually help the artist directly, like to you. Now I haven't done one, but I'm real close. I've everything filled out. I haven't launched it, but
Mm,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting a little bit because we'll talk about my movie in a second, but we'll talk about yours first. But I was talking about with the Indiegogo campaign, like it's truly just it's you, right? So you decide where do we get the funding that goes into this? This goes into audio. This goes into video. This goes into acting. Like
yeah,
it's you, right? You're 100% control, right?
100%, but I have a team under me that is
Yeah,
helping make this happen. Like film is not a solitary endeavor. There are some crazy people who can do it, but there I'm very lucky to have a group of individuals who, when I pitched them the story of Tree Lights, were like, how do I get involved? How do I help? How do I do this? And that's my friend Mary Endy and Joe Tyler, who are the producers on said film. So that and Chris Abalo. So thank you guys so much. But essentially, it's just kind of knowing how to deviate, like tell them like, hey, this is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do. Like my buddy Joe is handling more of like the cat, like the actual nitty gritty of the crew details and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's a
and
team.
and that helps you out. And it just so anybody's listening, because they want to do a campaign, and that helps you out because that's less stress on like finding a crew or paying you're delegating, right,
Yes, sir.
to other people. Yeah, so it helps you focus on your part, right? Like your art, your direction.
I mean, yes, absolutely. But I mean, I'm like you where I loved being on sets just to kind of learn like my own directing style and how I would go about doing things. And one of the things I love to do, well, you know what? I'll start with this then. I started my like real filmmaking journey on like pro sets on a horrible set. It was awful. The director literally said, I'm going to be an asshole to you guys, but the film is going to be great. And he was true to his word. He was a dick to everybody. And I was just not about it. I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't, I was amongst friends, but beyond that, I was like, I will never treat anybody like that on a set again.
Yeah.
So I make sure that my sets are warm, they're safe, they're comfortable. And if you have an idea, you can come and talk to me. All I ask is that you pull me aside and we'll talk about it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll keep it pushing. I'm not gonna have an ego about it.
Yeah.
Because this is a collaborative medium. Like any good idea on your set is only just gonna make the final product better. Like,
Yeah.
how could you not love that?
Yeah. Also, like, and then what you're saying about that with sets, when I first started, I started in like 94 making little VHS stuff at home. I didn't know that that counted as like filmmaking, but then people were telling me, like, yeah, dude, you've been making that counts. I was all right.
I
So
was
that's why I got
-1 years old.
yeah, yeah. I was making. So what I would do is you get the tube TV and you get two VCRs next to each other, and then you hook up your Super Nintendo to the TV, and then you can actually play like another movie and take clips from the movie, and then insert the Mortal Kombat clips, and then I would say like I would make like and then I'd record myself, and I'd make it seem like I was going on this journey, like a Mortal Kombat journey, and I had to go fight people, and that's how I got started. But when I got to Austin and I started going to like Dallas and Houston, just to kind of the big cities back in the early or mid 2000s, finding people like that was very weird for me when I would see that a lot. Like, I'm a dick, but we're gonna fucking kill it today. Or over here in Texas, I'm a gunslinger and we're doing it the way we got to do it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't. This doesn't feel right, but I don't want to be about feelings. Let's be about a product. And then you go through all this shit, and you're like, I'm like, well, the end result was, why do we have to do all this bullshit for this? Like, I'd rather put all our time.
I think that anybody who says that they don't put emotion into these projects is lying through their teeth. Like
Oh yeah,
I put my whole creative being into almost every project I do across the entire spectrum, whether it's the serious drama or the ridiculous horror comedy. But like, I think you have to, because
yeah.
I think that you have to go into this passionate. You have to go into it like with your whole chest. And
And that's yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, keep going.
no, that was it. That was it.
I was just saying, because like you're right, because when you're saying that, that's when those like motivational things come into it. Because like if you're just doing it to do it, then it will fade away. But if you're doing it because you want to do it, you'll wake up the next morning and you'll find out this is what I want to do. And that time and that passion, and for someone just to come in and like crap on it, it's like it's one thing, right? But for somebody to either get in your way or block you, that's a completely another thing. But for you yourself to wake yourself up and do it again, and to realize do it again, that's the hard part. And I think that's the mental health about everything. And projects, what do you call it? They do take a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, a lot of heart. And I don't. I think sometimes I try too hard. The artist in me tries too hard to connect with everybody. Sometimes I'm like, no, I think this person, they just want to see me want to see me finish this, or they want to be part of this. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like I want to help as many people as I can.
I mean, I can totally understand that. But then I think that I've been able to simplify certain aspects of that. Like, I think that I used to worry about trying to please everybody. But then when I kind of shook that off a little bit, I realized I was like, wait a minute. Why don't I just make for an audience of one, which is me? Like, I
Yeah,
want to make the movies that I want to see. Tree Lights is a romantic comedy that I want to see. I haven't seen many romantic comedies set in a recording studio. I want to see that. Uh, this was a horror short that I did this year that I released at the top of this year called Waffle Cone Willie, which is a horror comedy about a killer ice cream truck. I made that for the fun of it. Like but I put the same amount of passion that I would as Tree Lights into that project,
yeah,
and I wholly made it just because I wanted to see it. It just so happens that other people wanted to as well, It's one of
So
my
did you do a campaign? Did you do a campaign for that one too?
No, that one was done for no fucking money. We did that. I actually did that solo as an animated thing. So one of the things that I've been really experimenting with is you can make movies in Grand Theft Auto.
That's right. That's right.
You can make little movies. They're called machinimas. And when I don't have the ability to make a live action thing, I'll make a machinima or an animated movie. And it's just fun because it allows me the freedom to kind of do whatever I want. Like, because GTA, like, it can be, you can make a horror film, you can make a comedy, you can make an action film, you make whatever you want. I just happen to do this ridiculous thing because I wanted to see it. I was like, I bet I could make that fun and entertaining and engaging, at least to me. So sometimes I think that it's kind of a build it, they will come situation. It's like,
Yeah.
especially if you're leading and doing it with full-fledged passion towards this thing that you love. Me, I love killer vehicle horror movies. I know it sounds crazy, but I love movies like Christine, The Car, Duel, Maximum Overdrive.
Oh yeah.
All ridiculous flicks. I mean, Christine is like the top tier of all of them. But all of them have this thing in common, which is vehicles either coming to life or being the cause of some murders or whatever. And I've always found that fascinating because I'm just like, well, yeah, why don't we do more of that? Because machines, these are fucking mobile killing machines that are used on a daily basis. Why aren't there more horror movies with this? So I leaned into the ridiculous. And I think that people dug that film because I put my all into it. Like, part of the joke of Waffle Cone Willie is that it's funny because it takes itself so seriously. Like, I treated it like it was a serious drama about a killer ice cream truck. Like, it's fun. Like, that's the kind of things that I have fun making. So I hope that translates when people watch it.
Oh, dude, it translates right now, dude. I have a movie that I have. So what I do a lot, I write synopsis, or I'll write like the main point of what I want to go back to later and grow it, like my seed pod.
Yeah,
I have a movie called Christina, and it is basically a modern day telling of Christine. And what it is,
tell me more.
It's about a Hispanic man. It's basically the idea is it's a Hispanic family. And one of the girls is dating a guy that's really machismo, and he ends up what do you call it? Well, they end up perishing in an accident in a truck that he had. He had like a very big, like a truck, right? Like a mid-sized truck. They die in it. But she did have a sister, and when the sister grows up, when she was little when it happened. When the sister grows up, the spirit of that machismo dude comes back in the truck. And then he just starts like pegging the family one by one. But I also got the idea like how like Freddy Krueger's story is like the people turned on him.
Yeah.
You know, like he was a murder killer, right? But the family, they put into their own hands and they all turned on him and they all killed him. So there's a lot of that where the family, they made this guy look worse than what he was. So when he comes back to set revenge, he's pegging them off one by one because they're from a small town. But that's Christina, where they have to try to kill the truck the whole movie. That's why it's a pod. Like, it's this based idea, but I've been picking at it. Like, I want to grow this because you're right. What is it cool than it?
I love that so much. I love that so fucking much. I ain't gonna front though. I was totally prepared for you to be like, yeah, it's a lowrider, but no, I'm just fucking with you.
Well, dude, I would think low rise, yeah, but I'm there's the two Hispanics. There's the city and the ranch. I'm from the ranch, so the truck sticks to me.
But like this, but it's so funny too because I could totally see what kind of truck you're going for too, and I'm just oh my god, that I'm not it's so good. I love that so much.
There's a lot of accidental death scenes where people die because they I guess they profile the vehicle, and you know there's a few cops that get killed. There's a few people in HOAs that get killed. There's a few people, you know, that they're like.
I love that premise so much.
The truck has its own agenda, but these other people keep getting in its way. So it just It's kind of like the the Christopher Walken Headless Horseman, Sleepy Hollow character, where he doesn't really want to kill the Casper Van Dien character, but he just gets in his way too much. He just slices him in half.
Ah,
Like, yeah, see, like he's like he doesn't want to fight you, but you're just so much in his way. This is kind of like where I got that idea
this is like,
to see
it's
what they
too
have.
bad you're in the way now. Uh,
Yeah.
considering mainland studios helped while making Waffle Willie film, what if here's someone else? Okay, I've had this comment a couple of times. So a lot of people follow me on YouTube because I make song. So here's what happened.
Okay, let's do this.
So a couple of years ago, I started writing original songs about Thomas the Tank Engine. Why? Because I was a musician who was just starting, and just like film, you're taught write what you know. So I knew Thomas because I used to love that show, still do, and I was just like, okay, cool. So I put the song online, and it became pretty popular. And I was just like, I'll keep doing this. This is fun. It also created some opportunities for me to voice act, which Jeremiah was also bringing up before. But essentially, I've just kept making these songs about these characters, and they've become like pretty popular and fun, and people use them. People make their own music videos. It's really cool. Mainland Studios is one of the people that I've written music for. I wrote a theme song for his own Thomas project. But one of the things he also is he's an amazing 3D modeler. And he created some models for Waffle Cone Willie that got ported into GTA. But unfortunately, the scene that they were going to get used in got deleted. And I gave him the credit because I plan on using it if I do make a sequel to Waffle Cone Willie. I really want to. I really want to use the title Waffle Cone Willie Bloodlines. I just love it. It's so stupid. I have to make a sequel just to use that title. But
put it in 3D with like syrup.
Yeah, exactly. But essentially, people have been asking me if I would do a crossover between Waffle Cone Willie and what's called Choo Choo Charles. And Choo Choo Charles is kind of a similar thing where somebody took Thomas, made it a horror parody, turned it into a very popular video game. And somebody was just presenting the idea of like, well, what if these two crossed over? And I was like, that could be fun. Like, I don't know how I would do it per se, because Choo Choo Charles as a character requires like real animation, and GTA, the way that I make them, it's not that. Like, I'm not animating like a Pixar movie. If anything, I kind of treat GTA like just a live action film shoot. You set up your angles, you set up your cameras and your timing of certain things, and then you just kind of film it with the tools readily available. That's Choo Choo Charles. That's Choo Choo Charles.
That's the scariest shit, dude.
Dude, people love this dude. And to be quite honest, I think it is kind of funny. I think it is hilarious, like as just a thing that exists. The story, what's actually really cool is that the guy who made this game, he filmed his entire process of making it. So you can go on his channel and you can watch him develop the game in real time. And it's super cool, because I was like, that's what it takes to make a game like this, and yes, that's the truth, and it's a lot of fucking work.
Dude, just today, just for like because I have a degree in motion graphics animation, so that's a lot of the stuff I do is always like moving around and stuff. But I was just looking at video games, and I remember hanging out in the video game department at my community college and just seeing like the people explaining me stuff, and I was like, oh, this is like 10 years ago, so I was like, we're not too far away from me just being able to like copy and paste an image on something and that's 3D, and they'll just move it like the old like 90s games where they fight and they just look kind of like paper characters. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I hang out with a bunch of comedians. I was like, you know what I need to tell these guys? We're gonna do a photo shoot, and I'm gonna make them be like mystical, make up your own characters.
You're gonna turn them into beat 'em ups.
we're gonna be a video game, and then we're gonna use our real life attributes. And I'm gonna be like, if you don't do shit, you're not gonna have anything. But like if you're a comedian,
funny.
Yeah, like if you have a comedian and you're really funny, we're gonna put that as your strength. Like I'm always like, this, so I'm like, all right, but I want to do something like that so we can. I hang out with too many comedians where I'm like, I'm bored. Let's just do this. They say yes to everything. So everything I
Yeah,
say, they say,
I like the idea that the stats are accurate to like how they are in real life.
"Oh yeah, dude."
I think that that is so funny. Like the idea that okay, maybe one comedian is not as funny, but then they got political incorrectness bonus.
Yeah, dude. Or
Like,
like, you'd be like, I would think like, yeah, your bars are weak, but your grill game is skills. So yeah, you're good. You can cook. So like, you cook for the group, so it gives you bonus points. Or
there's
like,
beat 'em ups
that,
and then there's stand 'em ups.
there we go. Like I could just see them when they what's the punchline? I set them up, and you knock them down. Nah, it's just
Oh my
man. You
god.
know what? We're doing comedy now more and more since I've been working at a comedy house for 4 years and being more around it. I'm like, it sucks knowing that the less I say, the funnier I am. Like, I'm like, I have to just sometimes it's the little things. Dude, when I was in Colorado Springs Comic Con, Jay Muse was over at his table and it was a Friday, so it was really chill. And some guy comes around and he's talking to Jay and he's like, "Oh, hey Jay, I didn't know you were gonna be here." And Jay was like, "Yeah, I'm here, man." I'm like the headliner, like he's all over the place. And then the Jay goes, "You know what, come by, man, and I'll give you the deal or whatever." And the guy, and I just finished talking to Jay, so I'm putting all my stuff in my backpack. And the guy goes, he goes, Jay goes, "Do you want to do something?" He goes, I'm debating. And just off my third grade or my eighth grade mind just said, "Yes, but you hurry up, man. You're more like masturbating." And
Oh
then
god.
Jay just goes, bah! And it just everybody laughs. And I'm like, that is the best joke I've said in 3 months. And it was the worst thing to say.
But like
It's so
at least you have the minor restraint. I will just blurt out the horrible jokes. Like don't get me started on some of the things that I've been saying about our current political climate. Like just
oh
the things
dude.
that I've been saying, I'll keep it at that.
Go with it, man. Go. I'm saying like it's okay. I think we're all. It's just a big old smorgasbord of just splatter, and I'm like, does that make sense? I don't know. It's just Monday. Let's just keep going. Like
Oh my
like I
god.
really, I find that it is better to be around the individuals or the people that are definitely going to support you or at least understand you a little bit more than the ones that you want to be around and you don't really get, or the ones that you're trying to do. And I'm learning that only because it's movies, it's cinema, it's storytelling, it's art, it's painting. And like I'd
It's
rather
not
talk
just
about that.
I don't think it's just that. Like I think that you like anybody, like any field that you're in, like you need to be around people that not only are doing the same thing as you, but that also understand where you're at. Of course, you can have friends that are all over the spectrum. Like I like listen, I'm some of my dearest friends are plumbers and electricians, and that's just how they're going about life. Awesome. I'm committed to doing art. I'm committed to doing film. I'm committed to doing TV. I've never tried a video game, but hell, fuck it. If it comes knocking on the door, why not? Um,
Yeah, dude, that's what I love
but
about you. You have that openness that you're like always like, hey,
yeah,
see where it
exactly.
goes.
I just got an acting opportunity, like literally today. Like somebody hit me and was like, "Hey, we're doing this thing," and I thought about you, and we've seen your Tree Lights campaign videos. They're very engaging, and would you want to do this thing? I I was kind of taken aback because I was like, I don't act. I mean, I voice act on occasion, but I haven't acted in front of the camera in a hot minute because I was like, nobody wants to see this. This is why I stay behind the camera. But I guess that's not the case. So
I don't know.
like again, but being open to the opportunity, it's like, okay, I guess this is just another side quest. Cool, awesome. Might as well try it. It can only go two ways. It's either going to go really well or it's either going to be really bad. And then I'll end up on the cutting room floor and then that'll be awesome.
Dude,
'Cause-
but you'll have that experience though, man. That experience is gonna like it brings back so much more, man. That's the way I also say with like stand up, where you go with like at an open mic, you get 3, 4, 5 minutes, if that. And you only need like 3 or 4 minutes, but it's once a week and it's only this much. So you have to try to grow every time. You take a week off, well, you got to start all over. You take 2 weeks off, you know what I mean? So when we only have so much time to do what we want to do. And even video game, man, like I mean, I just think too with like your Indiegogo where you have someone under, see people under you. Where I'm like maybe I need to be more a little bit more. I am barely branching out to people. I'm barely doing that. Like just not even just that, just little things like this or little things like you know, you want to be on my show. I put on live shows at the theater, and every time I tell people, I'm like they're gonna say no, so I start planning, and then they say yes, and I'm like, oh, they're doing it.
Yeah.
So it turns into like just having confidence and showing up for the guy
Literally
here.
the worst anybody can say is no.
No,
The worst
yeah,
anybody can say is no. And even then, that no might not necessarily be a no, and just might be a not right now. And that doesn't
yeah,
apply to every situation, people that are listening. I'm just talking about certain things. But like, just no isn't the end all be all of things. It's just, hey, just not right now. Cool. Keep it pushing. I know it's all love.
yeah,
It's totally fine. Listen, part of the big thing with Tree Lights is active engagement. Is like I send the link out to people in my friends list to be like, hey, would you guys consider donating? If not, please just share the link. I've had so many people reach out and offer help and assistance. It's you would be surprised what happens when you just kind of put it out there. I would love some assistance and being
yeah.
open to it and being reciprocal. Um, I know that that covers a couple of different things. It's also just a wide gambit, but regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, it says Beyond the Fat Man Studios, Spanish Pride. Oh yeah,
Hey,
man.
what up, guys?
That's it. And it said, would you also like killer machines like Ghost Engines and Thomas YouTube horror content?
I mean, hey, if I have an idea, I'll do it. You know, like there. If I have a concept, I'll be like, hey, I'll drag my friends in and have them voice act this stupid thing. I know it's not going to necessarily be stupid. I just say that for the sake.
What's the process though of it? Like we're just kind of like that's not gonna happen. No, we can do it. All right, and I
Yeah,
feel that that's
exactly. It's like
yeah, it's
I
not
won't discount it. It's just not in my like active ideas list right now. Right now, my main focus right now is Tree Lights. Like Tree Lights is literally every day of every minute of every day until the end of the campaign, which is
and how long?
60
How many days?
days from
All
now.
right, let's talk about tree lights real quick. We have real quick. I mean, let's talk about your campaign. Let's take an insight. Tree lights, a short film. Sometimes music says what words cannot properly express. You have 23 backers. That's good. 20%. You're looking for 12.5, 16
Yes,
days. A romantic comedy short film by Christian. Is that Atrell?
a
How do you say
trail.
middle name? Atrell.
So the
Cortez.
easiest way to remember that for some people is, have you ever seen the Never Ending Story?
Mhm.
Think of the horse Atreyu. It's a trail,
Okay.
Atreyu, a
Atrell.
trail, Atreyu.
Well,
Very
thing
similar.
is, my Spanish messes me up because I was gonna say Atrell, and I know
Oh,
that's
that's
not.
cool though. But like
That's not that.
my last name is Hispanic though, so Cortez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's yeah, Cortez. Yeah, it's like I was like it's Spanish. That's it's spelled Spanish. So I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, and it comes from
Um,
my dad, and my mom's the Hispanic one, which is just craziness in my family history. Anyway, but yeah,
well,
this is a
we'll go down that road. We'll talk about that. So this okay. So just so why don't we go and read this thing verbatim? What are the things that you like about your campaign that what do you call it that you want to highlight?
well. I think that just in general, this is it's not one of the things that I think a lot of people have about crowdfunding is a big misconception that it's just donations. You donate and nothing happens. No, you're making a contribution. You are in this league of extraordinary other human beings who will don't will contribute their finances to help make this happen. Depending on the tier that you purchase, it'll come with exclusive perks and things that are uh, only for this campaign that can only happen. Like, for example, Jingle Bells, if you click on that one, that will get you a copy of our film poster and a social media shout out. And then the list just keeps going from there, like copies of the movie. Essentially, the way that I have sold this to a lot of people, and it's actually in my crowdfunding pitch video, is that you are pre-ordering the movie ahead of time, but the higher
Yeah.
that you contribute, the more things you get for your contribution. So
Yeah.
that's our Tree Lights campaign. But Tree Lights, to explain the premise, Tree Lights is a romantic comedy about a songwriter named Mark who has been tasked to write a Christmas song for his best friend Flynn's upcoming holiday movie. The catch is that he has been paired with his ex-girlfriend, aka the one that got away, to produce the song, and she's going to be singing on it. Trouble is, she has no idea that the song was written about her.
About her. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's badass, dude.
it's juicy stuff, man. It's juicy. Uh, spill the tea. But yeah, no, man. It's Tree Lights actually came about because a couple of years ago, I wrote and produced my own Christmas album. I was very,
Okay.
very proud of it. It was called In the Key of Christmas by Christian Cordet. Shameless plug. Go check it out. But there was one song on there that I kept hearing from people that they were like, I love this song. Like, I love this particular song. Like, it's so, so good. And one of the coolest compliments I ever got was that my buddy, shout out to Ken Krantz, I was on his podcast and he was talking about how his wife overheard him listening to the song and she was like, "Oh, what's that from?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "What movie?" She's like, "What movie are you watching?" He's like, "No, this is my friend Christian's album." And she was like, "Wow, I thought that was a movie you were watching. Like that belongs in a Christmas movie." And I just was like, "Oh, that's such a wonderful compliment to the filmmaker and me." But then it got the gears turning and I was like, "Well, what's this Christmas movie about?" And that's where Tree Lights was born.
Dude, I think in the way that I think movies are going and just right now independent, I think something like this, especially for a guy in his 40s who actually might like have go through something like this, because when time passes, when when you with somebody and you break up, and in the future and you're in the same field, you could cross paths and you will have to go through something like that. So it's a comedy. I would like to feel like, oh, let's see,
Yeah. It's a comedy in the respect that it is it's a sticky situation. It's like Mark has to not only perform this song that he wrote in a couple of hours in the heat of procrastination. He has to produce it with the love of his life that got away singing on it. And she hasn't heard the song yet. And having to reveal that is probably just a band-aid he doesn't want to rip off, because the quote that you used at the beginning of the show is something that I truly believe is at the heart of this thing. But to paraphrase, essentially, it is what happens when music can speak for us in a way that words or otherwise normal speech can sometimes fail. And
yeah.
for Mark, this song offers him closure for this part of his life and this relationship. And I don't want to give away per se how it ends. I'm very, very proud of where it goes story wise, but I think that people are going to be kind of surprised as to where it goes in terms of the story. But I think that no, I know Tree Lights is definitely for people like me who really feel music in a different way, where it's like, yeah, sometimes I can't talk about how I'm feeling, but I can put on a song that'll almost let me feel and discuss those feelings without saying a word.
Yeah. What did you feel like? Did you feel like, because your exposure to like with like the way your family was in the music, did that rub off on you real easy as a child, or was it something that you interlocked on your own? You're just like, oh shit, like I can do this too, or this is part of me. When did you really like
I think a
feel?
little all the above. I think growing up in such a music centered household, my my dad my dad was the lead singer PM Dawn. My mom worked in the music industry and she also plays the bass and she's dope. Don't let her tell you otherwise. Mom, I love you. My brother is a multi instrumentalist. The kid could pick up something and probably learn it in a day or two. He's ridiculously talented. Same for my sister. She's a remarkable singer and songwriter. So I grew up in a very musical household. But funny enough, I didn't start making music until right around the time my dad got sick and then eventually passed away. Film for me was my creative expression. I mean, I've always felt music and understood it deeply, but like I always thought that you needed other things to make that. Oh, excuse me, it's been a long weekend.
Yeah.
I always thought that you needed, other things to make music. And while yes, of course, knowing chords and some theory help, a lot of the music that I make is just based off of that feels good, that feels right. Let's go with that. So I I'm very lucky in that regard. Like I know that I'm not alone in that feeling of like how music affects me and how it helps. I know that there are people out there that feel that don't work in the arts and just it helps them cope with anything. But for me, knowing how integrated it is into my life, it bringing that into Tree Lights is something I'm very excited about.
And the story, what do you call it? Was it one of those stories that you were just feeling like I'm just writing, or was it after over a time you just kind of felt like you just kept adding it to it, adding to it, adding to it? Or was it just a sit down and I think I know what I want to do?
So originally, I wasn't going to write it. I've never written a romantic comedy. And to be quite honest, up until a few years ago, I was not a romantic comedy guy. Like, like when you're growing up, you're like, that's a chick flick,
Yeah.
like, I mean, to an extent, they're still chick flicks, but they're good ones. Like I finally saw Pretty Woman, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is a great
Yeah, it's
fucking
good.
movie. Uh, Julia Roberts has my whole heart. But I originally didn't want to write it. I thought it was going to be a situation of, oh, I'll have my friend write it and then I'll direct it based on maybe some ideas that I contribute into the script.
Yeah.
And then, as one does, I got impatient and I apologized to my friend Chris for this because originally he was going to write it. But then I just kind of took the reins. I was like, you know what? Why not? At least let's just write one draft, see what happens. And even then, I didn't know where I was going with the story. And then finally, one day, it clicked what it was, and I just kind of wrote it. Like I didn't outline it. I didn't pinpoint what was going to happen. It just stream of conscious. I was like, this is what's going to happen. And I thought at the end of that, I was like, well, this is a steaming pile, you know. I just thought, man, no one's gonna buy this. And I sent it to my buddy Ryan Scott. Ryan is a filmmaker who I've been working with for quite some time now. And the joke is that we grew up less than 5 minutes away from each other. And if we had known that, we would have won an Academy Award by now.
Oh yeah.
But we've been working on each other's projects for quite a few years now, and I will send him scripts because Ryan's really good at notes. If he's the Frank Oz to my Jim Henson in that regard, like, be brutally honest. Tell me if you fucking hate it. So I was prepared. I was like, he's gonna tell me this is hot garbage. I can go about my day, get the thought of writing a rom-com out of my system, and then I hear back from Ryan, and he's like, bro, this is one of the best things you've ever written. I was like, yo, what the hell are you talking about? And he's like, I have no notes. This is freaking great.
Nature of the beast, man.
And it's not that I doubted the writing per se. Like, because it was a topic I'd never tackled before, I just assumed that it was going to come across as hokey and unoriginal and uninspired. But like, I think that what I perceived as weaknesses were also low-key kind of strengths. Was that
Yeah.
because I'm not necessarily a rom-com person, even though now I consider myself a fan. I didn't necessarily know what made them work or like what you should do or shouldn't do. So I just was kind of like, here's what I would do. And I kind of leaned more into the fantastical realism, I guess. Like fantastical because it's still a movie, like it's still
Yeah.
a film. So you got to tell something that's compelling, but the realism of just a situation like that, like how would that actually play out?
Yeah.
And hearing that feedback from Ryan just really motivated me to make it. And then hearing more and more feedback from other people who were like, yeah, this is really, really good. So
Yeah.
that's why I think it's important to have your people. We were talking about that before, like having your tribe around you when making this, because sometimes when you make films in a vacuum, you might lose track of like those kinds of thoughts. Because I
Yeah.
think that sometimes you have to learn how to take notes and criticisms, but you still have to be honest and true to yourself as an artist. Like
Yeah.
you have to know what you want. And I know what I want with Tree Lights. And for the people who read it to really respond to it was a really special moment for me. I hope this
Dude,
makes sense, by the way. Like
no, it does. Dude, I could share a story that I connected so easy with you on that because what do you call it? I used to do pharmaceutical studies. You go to a place, you take a drug, they pay you. It was all FDA stuff, so it wasn't like I get paid. This is like 15 years ago, but wrote poetry, and I had an artist friend that I met like in 2012, 2013, and I'm sorry, like 2010, something like that. And I wrote a poem one time, and I was like, man, this is pretty good. Let me. He likes to write poems too. Let me show it to him. And he read it, and he just read it. He looked at it like that, and he did put it down. And I go, "Oh, dude, did you read? You didn't read it, did you?" He goes, "No, I read it, but it repeats itself. It's like it's whatever." And I was like, "Oh shit, ouch!" Like I really wanted him to read it, but I guess you know what? I don't know what's going on with him. I don't want to be mad. Whatever. Long story short, I was doing a pharmaceutical study with it was like something for like I think aspirin or something. So it was me, and then like the demographic was like me at like 22, and then some guy at like 26, and then it jumped all the way up to like 50 and 60, and they're like it was like females. So it was like in the little cohort. So I remember I had all these older women, and this lady had asked me if I could borrow a paper, and I said, "Yeah, here's my notebook." And because they were playing cards and they were team score, well, they got my notebook, and inside they read my poems. And they went through all my thing, and then they were all so they had my book, and I was like, "Oh, we're checking out like in 2 days. Where's my stuff at?" And the ladies came up, and they were like, "Oh my God, you're so good at this. You're so like you wrote this poem. It's so beautiful." And they had like little notes they had left, like little post-its.
Oh,
And I
that's
was like,
cool.
in my head, well, they like I like this, and they read it, and in my head, I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Like this guy that I thought that because we would talk poetry and stuff, like art and stuff, and then I guess he was just in a mood or whatever, but. Like he was like, nah, and I showed somebody else who was an artist. They're like, nah. But these little women, these fans, they liked it. And I was like, you know what? I would write for y'all. I don't care
Yeah,
about
that's the thing is like not everybody's gonna love your thing, and you need to be comfortable with that. I mean, Tree Lights, I think, can be. It has the potential to be one of my more universal films because I tend to write comedy. Like I try to go for the laugh, and
yeah.
Tree Lights is a romantic comedy, but it is my first attempt at kind of a drama, and through that, you realize like people are just gonna immediately look at that and be like, no, not for me. And that's
Yeah.
fine. If you want to sit this one out, that's your prerogative. I mean, hell, uh, we were talking about Waffle Cone Willie before, my horror film. Like, I could understand if somebody doesn't want to see that, but at the same time, that's my most viewed short film on my YouTube channel.
You said
So,
on your YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up real quick.
I'm like, there's something there. So I think that any art will find its own audience. Like it takes work. With you, that little experience was like, oh, these people liked it. That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
I just, you know, if I would have never given that notebook, I would never have showed it to them. And the fact that they went through it like that, like I should have just thrown it out there, you know, but I
Yeah,
hid it. and accidentally. So yeah, you're right. And then like the movie from Waffle Cone Willie, that was you as an animation, and now working and collaborating with a crew. Are you excited like to like because you like being on set either way? But is that the most that's like it's got to be like different, right? To be
Oh
like
yeah, it's very different. I mean, I've done live action shorts before, like of this to a similar scale.
okay,
Um, there's a film, Just Desserts, that I wrote and directed, co-wrote and directed. That one has yet to be released. There's a horror short I did called Blurry that's also going to be coming out soon. Um, so Tree Lights, yeah, like I understand how this operates now. But those making like a film like Waffle Cone versus making something like Tree Lights, vastly different process. Like
yeah,
with Waffle Cone, I'm in my room by myself for hours on end, repeating shots to make sure that things get done right. Whereas Tree Lights, I'm so excited to work with our cast to bring out a performance and do these things, which I did as well on Waffle Cone, but I directed people voice acting. This time it's just in person, so I'm excited.
so when you showed like I'm here on your YouTube page. I'm sorry, and I was listening, but I wanted to show because you were talking about the animation for Waffle Cone Willie, and now I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, this is how I can see like where was it? I just had it right here. Where is it? Is it
It's
this?
right
Yeah,
there.
like just that portion. So visualizing the short your tree lights and not like in an environment like this per se, but like is this help you out with like blocking with like setting location
I'll be
with like
honest. This film, Waffle Cone Willie, really helped me understand that I should lean more into my instincts about what looks good.
okay,
Because I like a lot of animation work is timing and pacing. And when you're doing that as an animator, you're doing all that while simultaneously animating frame by frame by frame. With
yeah,
GTA, all these animations are already built into it. So you can do all the timing, but you can't necessarily go back in and edit the animation. So I can't make an arm go this way when it already goes that way.
yeah,
It's
the presets, right?
yeah, they're presets. So this was a film that really showed me like, oh, my instincts work. Like this, like I mean, it's hard on a live action shoot to feed into the ego of certain things a little bit. But with this film, because I didn't have anybody that I had to report to, I mean, I didn't on any of these other projects either, but I was working with producers and stuff like that where everybody kind of there were other cooks in the kitchen. And there are in Tree Lights as well, but like with this one, since there was nobody on this except me, I was the one doing all the timing and the pacing and the editing and all the stuffs. So it's something where I'm like, yeah, this is actually like really cohesive and a fun watch. And it's because I knew it would be. It's so hard to explain without sounding like an egomaniac. It's literally
No, no.
like, it's literally like, oh yeah, like I know what the fuck I'm doing. Like I feel
The confidence.
confident about that. So me going into Tree Lights because of this ridiculous little short, I feel more confident in going into Tree Lights because now I'm like, no, I know exactly what I want in terms of a story and performances from my people, and I'm going to make that happen. I have some shot ideas, but I have a very talented cinematographer working on this, so
Yeah.
I'm going to lean into his abilities as well. But I know what I want, and it feels good to say that. It's like, yeah, I know exactly what I want.
And then in casting, because in Tree Lights, you're casting real people.
Yeah.
Now in Waffle Cone Willie, you had to create the person, or how did you go about casting somebody in Waffle Cone Willie? Or how did you
So,
know that this was gonna
oh my god, I'm so sorry that we keep talking about this film. It's just so funny.
well,
Um,
I'm saying, let me just say, I know we're supposed to be talking about Tree Lights. I'm just talking about everything you do, bro. Because
no,
this
it's
is
fine. It's totally fine. I just It's listen, all these things are interconnected because every film that I do, I learn something new. Like you have to. I make these things to improve with time. Like I want to be the best possible filmmaker for every new project I make. And the filmmaker I was when I made this was able to make a really pretty cool and cohesive horror comedy. And going into this, well, talking about Waffle Cone for just back to it. This was I casted my friends. I you see there Charles G. Rivera, Annie Scott, Ryan C. Scott. Yeah, it was just voice directing instead of being in a room with them. I would just be like, yeah, I'm looking for it. I give me a couple of variations on the lines, say it like this, or not line reading because no, actors hate that. You never do line reads. But just kind of guiding towards the performance that I wanted. So
because what helps me out with this is I'm already understanding as I'm looking at this, you're the videographer on this. You're doing cinematography. This is you.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at all the shots and everything, and then I'm like, this is nice. There's nice movement. This is great. So when it comes to tree lights, I'm looking at what are you gonna shoot it on, or like like what's the I don't want to talk too much into that because I would like prefer to as much as you want to talk about it, but like I like close sets. I like the project to be done, and then we can backtrack a little bit in that sense.
That'll I can't speak to camera specifics. I never can, even though I am a gear junkie. I love that stuff. I believe we're actually shooting tree lights on a Blackmagic camera setup.
Yeah.
But I even then don't know. But as long as I get what I'm looking for, cool. I want it to feel as cozy as this background.
You know what? To take with Kevin Smith, that's a beautiful background, by the way. When he does they tells a story about when he would when he did Cop Out and him and Bruce Willis kind of would get on it on set. And that part where he says, Bruce Willis says, what kind of camera are you using? And Kevin says, I don't know, this lens or something like that. And then Bruce would get onto him or something. I'm like, you know what? When I heard that story, I was kind of like, it doesn't really matter if the filmmaker kind of knows what camera he's using if he has someone using the camera. I know what that's their job.
My first two films were shot by one of the most talented DPs that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. His name was Nathan Finks. I said was like past tense, like he's dead. No, he just timing, life, other things. He's not shooting tree lights. I'm leaning into my friend Andrew, who is also amazing. Like all these people are incredible that are hopping onto this project. But I think that again, going back into like, oh, you learn from the last thing. Waffle Cone really did kind of help me understand cinematography a little bit better. Like, because I was the DP essentially for it as well, I had to make informed choices about where I wanted the camera, what virtual lenses I wanted to use and stuff like that. So, but knowing those things just I think only makes me a stronger director because it helps me convey what I'm looking for to the crew so that then I could be like, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because I think that one of your jobs as a director is to be able to answer questions quickly. And I think I can confidently say, yeah, I can answer these questions pretty quickly. I know exactly how I want tree lights to look. I even know how I want it to sound. So,
yeah, like I like to say as a filmmaker, there's no such thing as a problem. There's just infinity solutions. So I have to pick one.
There you go.
I don't ever like, I've like so many issues. I have Murphy's Law. All that can go wrong will go wrong. So I just learned to go through it. It doesn't matter. Just get through it. So I do basically, I see a movie set and I say I'm like, even the people that you casted and doing the cinematography, that's awesome. You're giving them opportunity to get started or to keep moving or to get another opportunity. That's pretty awesome. That like I see like that too. Like that's a lot of respect too, because it's a lot for somebody to actually be on a movie set, and to they don't know when the next job they're actually going to get or next gig. So it's very very challenging.
Yeah.
But I'll say, like, when you already have that confidence that you already did one thing and you move on to the next thing and you move on to the next thing, the people around you start being like, oh wow, check this out. Look what he's doing. Look where they're going. Look what they can do. And that's what I see with you. I like talking to you a lot too, because you're not a one avenue, one street kind of guy. A little bit like me, where I like to like dip in everything, at least know a bit about it. I don't have to be hands on and be the best, but I at least want to know a little bit about it. And I
Yeah.
like that because you definitely do have that aspect where it's the film is here, the music here's here, here's the podcasting, here's the streaming, here's the directing, here's the producing, here's the writing. It's a lot, especially when you meet one person that just or tons of people, but you meet one of them that they're like, I'm just a writer, I'm just an actor. I'm like,
Not
how
in
do you
this day
just
and age.
I know, and I'm like, how do you just be one thing? When I in 2013, I lived in LA for a year, trying to really understand all the filmmaking thing, and it did help me out a lot. It helped me more on that politics side that we all have to worry about. But and I don't mean politics as in like government. I'm talking about just the one thing you get. Don't be rude to people on set, because the next set they could be your boss. So I
Yeah,
was always like,
that's the one thing about film that is will always remain true is that film, especially in the big leagues, film is very tight knit, clicky, and you want to treat everybody the way you want to be treated because you never know. Hey, Joe Schmo, who just got you coffee, might be running Paramount in like 3 years, just because
yeah,
that's how these weird trajectories go now. So I mean, that's
yeah,
why I also preach about having these fun and collaborative film sets because we're doing these things for long periods of time. Like, I mean, my shorts have not exceeded 3 days of shooting. Um, Just Desserts was three overnights. Blurry was two nights, and Tree Lights looks to be three.
okay,
Well, two and a half. But you're in these environments with these people for so long that of course tensions have the opportunity to flare up, but it's how you work through those moments when things are like stressful,
yeah,
and that's when people can really shine and tell you who they are. But again, it's to not fall into that pit of despair because you never know what could happen. So that's why I always try to make sure that these sets are cool
yeah.
and collaborative and fun. So
And then I think it's important that especially like I'm independent, you're independent, and you're making this all independent movie your own way. That's I think like always I tip my head out to the indie, because it is hard to just throw it out there to want people to like. It's not even like that. You're competing with big major movies, and not even big major movies that are coming out now. I mean, movies from like 20, 30, 40 years ago that people still want to hold true today, which is great. But there's time being spent, right? So like I ask you this, when you were writing Tree Lights, what do you call it? Well, let me just ask you, how long did it take you to write it?
um mm, I'm gonna say about a week or two.
Okay.
Um because sometimes what I'll do is I'll like write in a fury for like 2 or 3 days and then just kind of take a breather, then go back, finish. Uh and then just keep doing revisions, meaning like just keep going back, changing dialogue, doing all those kinds of things if I have to. Um, but yeah, once I kind of knew where the story was going, it didn't take very long to write. And that usually is what happens. I am an advocate of outlining, but sometimes things that I write, I don't need to. The last feature script that I wrote completely came to me stream of consciousness for the first draft. Now I know what the story is. So now for the
Yeah.
second draft, I'm going to go back in and just chip away and see what
Yeah.
works, see what toss what doesn't, and just kind of keep strengthening the story that way.
Yeah. You want that big clump of clay that you can kind of work on, but you got to get to that clump of clay. It
Yeah.
takes time, but you get there. Man, that's awesome, dude. Like Honestly, dude, I didn't even realize an hour 19 has already been passed.
Are
You're
you
so you do
serious?
this so, yeah, dude,
Holy
you do this so
crap.
quick, so smooth. And then I like this. I mean, I'm gonna go kind of watch. I haven't seen it, but Waffle Cone Willie. I'm gonna watch it probably on the second because I have a deadline. I'm taking a break from editing a little bit, but I have a deadline that I gave myself October 1st. We shot a movie last year, my buddy and I, called Sick and Twisted.
Ooh.
We shot it in 4 days, and we just saw. I mean, dude, my buddy was like, he's a stand-up comic. He's got it. He had an idea for a movie. He likes movies, and he was like, "Hey, we should do this." And we went with no script, no storyboard. We just kind of had highlights, and when we had a fight choreographer on set one day, we had a whole one day we had a bunch of like PAs. The next day we didn't have anybody, but like it
Is
was
it
fun.
a feature or short?
This is a feature, bro. I am almost done editing in this. I think I have 3 scenes left, the final 3 scenes, and one is I decided to pause in the middle of the action scene for some reason, but like I'm pause editing, but I'm back on it. But dude, it's gonna be a feature, and I want to have it done by the first because South by Southwest deadline is on the first. So for South by Southwest, the movie festival here in Austin, it's like pretty big. But yeah, no, dude, this is gonna be a feature. I gave Kev a signed copy of it last week because I want to somehow get it to do at the Smart Castle.
You
It's
should totally submit next year, dude. Freaking
yeah, so,
Tree Lights hopefully will be in Smog Castle next year. I mean, hell, I had one of my best experiences ever at Smog Castle. Freaking Just Desserts, my first real short, premiered opening night at Smog Castle to a fucking sold out audience.
awesome, dude.
Uh, yeah, it's wonderful until you realize you're playing to a sold out audience of over 250 people who are about to sit and watch your thing that you loved because you put your dumb jokes into it with your friends. Didn't really know how the rest of the world was going to respond to it. So I'm sitting in there like this. Me and my everybody who went, they were all like, Christian, it's going to do great. It's going to do fucking gangbusters. And I'm just sitting there like, this, are you sure? Like, why did I choose to do this? And then lo and behold, they were right. We got some of the biggest laughs of the night. It was so good. It
It was
was
good,
so,
huh?
it was infectious, dude. Like, I had my head down for the first couple of minutes. And then when people started responding to the dumb jokes, then I was like, "Oh my god, I have them. They love this." And then when they laughed at this, like at the joke that I am the proudest of, like belly laugh, like dude, I felt like I was sitting in like opening night of The Hangover. It was so good. Like that's like,
Oh,
like that kind of reception we were getting. I was
dude,
just so happy
dude.
that people loved it. And I've low key been chasing that feeling. I know that I make these things for me, but like knowing that they can be received like that, it's so wonderful. But
And help somebody else out with laughter. The Hangover. I accidentally saw that movie 6 times in the theater. That's a good one.
I'm not saying my film is as funny as The Hangover.
No,
Like
that's a good. That's fun. I love it. Like that's a good comparison. Like to get that feeling. I get what you're
yeah,
saying.
because I unfortunately there's not really many mainstream examples of a lot of like in theater comedies anymore. I
That's what
mean,
yeah.
The Naked Gun came out and I really loved it. But like I will be completely honest, the crowd that I was in that saw it was abysmal. Like there were people were chuckling, not laughing. And I was like,
Oh,
"Bro, this is hilarious. What do you?" I felt like I was laughing the loudest. But sitting in that listening to that, it just because when a movie is sold out and everybody is having the same experience,
yeah.
there's magic there. That's movie magic. So
That's so that like when I graduated with my motion graphics degree, it's just associates applied science, but we went to walk and everything. And I walked, and it was like I think they said something like 4,800 people in the at the arena, and they called my name, and just walking, feeling that it gives something to you where I was like, I want that, but we're I'll find out. I'll find it out later. That was 10 years
That's why
ago.
Kevin loves it so much now. You know,
Yeah.
like experiencing that, I was just like, I get it. I get it,
Yeah.
boss.
I mean I think yeah I love that I love that feeling, and then just the fact that it's like an organic energy that's there. Like I did when I did Electronico Fantastico, that's my variety show I do at the theater. I'm on my seventh one, but my first one I had to fill in some time, and I was like I invited some people. They might not show up to be part of the show, but if they don't, in the meantime I'll put one of my short movies in. I'll put on Regret, and then I put on, and I'll have Clowning Around. I'll put it on there. Like I'll put these two movies in there. Just I have like 12 shorts. I was like, put two of those in there.
Mhm.
As I'm doing the show behind the scenes, I put the movies on and I'm getting ready. And then there's a moment where I'm like, I pause and I look at everybody, and I realize, oh shit, I completely forgot. Like but my movies are meant for dark theater feel, not for your cell phone. So as soon as I remember watching people watch them well, Regret was a horror movie. They were like, oh, but the other one, Clown Around's a comedy, and people were like laughing, and I was like, yeah, like when I tell somebody, hey, watch my movie on your phone, it's oh, huh. But when you watch in the theater, completely different reaction,
Oh,
completely different, and that's what got me to be that wanted me to be like, I want to go back to movie making. I want to go back to go into that feeling. I want to talk to other filmmakers. I want to talk about not just their process, just to see like that they're still making, like where you're going with this. I do love the background, the Christmas. I do love the theme here. It's you know, dude, out of everything you could write, you write horror movies. You have a very background with music, and you have a lot of things you can do. The fact that you're writing like a Christmas movie, like I I respect you, man. That's
you
like
know what's wild too is that like if you really want to look at it, Tree Lights is like it's almost an anti-Christmas movie, which is also it's simultaneously a Christmas movie but also an anti-Christmas movie because the
so
story doesn't take place over like a December night. The story takes place in May or June.
okay,
But that's purposeful because that's when most of these Christmas movies get made.
yeah.
It's about making a Christmas movie.
So you're going
Um,
backwards.
yeah, a little bit, but I can't thank you enough for the kind words though, man. Like I I love bouncing between different genres because I mean that's also true to how much I've just watched and enjoyed movies. Like I mean, I've got horror movies in me, I've got comedies in me, I've got family movies in me, like all over the spectrum. Like I'm this is ridiculous. I'm writing a spec script for me. Again, audience of one. You know what it is? I'm writing a brand new Herbie the Love Bug movie because I want to
Oh
see
god.
it. Yeah. Nobody's writing a
Wait,
Herbie movie except
are you
this.
doing are you doing animated or are you doing a live?
I'm I'm thinking I might actually do it in GTA.
Love you say because Herbie animated could go far.
Exactly. That could be so fun. But again, I think that like my love of all these different genres and arenas comes from just hey, this is all the variety that I've watched. Freaking
Exactly.
like that's why Robert Rodriguez is one of my favorite filmmakers. Always, always and forever. Which is why when you were talking about doing the medical experiments, I was like, bro, took a fucking page right out of Rebel Without a Crew.
Yeah, I got it right here. It's so where I grew up in Del Rio, Texas, and Ciudad Acuña. I'm from both sides. I grew up where Robert Rodriguez shot Desperado and Mariachi. So I would go. I'm actually technically we were supposed to be in. I was supposed to be in. I auditioned for the little boy scene in Desperado,
Did you
but I
really?
didn't. Yeah, I didn't get it. And my buddy Ronnie, who at the time was way better actor than me, he wasn't an actor. He just auditioned. We were both too tall because Antonio Banderas is only like 5'6", maybe I think 5'6" is like the push. And at the time we were in junior high, and I think I was already like Ronnie was already almost 6 foot, and I was already like 5'6", 5'7". So
Damn.
like, so we're yeah, we Hispanics do, we grow quick, fast, and then we don't grow after that. I'm only 5'11", so I don't grow. I'm not very tall, but you know, like watching those movies, and then and there's the bar scene in Desperado where Cheech gets shot in the face.
Mhm.
That scene was shot in the Corona Club. The Corona Club is just a regular bar you go to, hang out and drink and party. But what they did is they took hundreds of production stills, and they put them all over the walls. So it made it very meta for me. So I started drinking at 15. So I'd go over the bars drinking at 15, 16, 17, 18, and about 19. So we'd be partying, and I would just sit there and drinking and looking at those. And I wish I never said this. I never said this. I never said one day I'll be in those movies. I never said that. What I said was, I like the quote I said was, it was like a time I was out partying in Acuña, and I had some friends from Texas come over and hang out with me, and they're like, "It's dead, it's boring. You're here all the time. Why are you always here?" And I said, "Well, one day this is gonna end, and I'll never come back to this moment again. So I'm just taking it in, not knowing 20 years later I was right. Like I don't just drive over there anymore. It's not the same. It's all changed."
Yeah.
But I knew at that point that it was gonna be. But I knew but I wish I would have quoted myself being like, "I'm gonna be in those," and I did it. But you know, it's more of a motivation thing.
Yeah, but it's your motivation. Like, listen, those types of stories, they don't have to make sense to me. They don't have to make
Yeah.
sense to the people watching this show. If it means that to you, that's fine. If you wanted to say, I'm gonna be in those things one day, like that's your motivation. Hell, when I figured out that movies could be a job, I was gung ho. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Sign me the fuck up." Like, I didn't realize what that actually meant, but it
Yeah.
didn't matter to me. It just the opportunity or the idea that I could make things like the things that I was watching and loving and enjoying was just a magic thought. Like, oh, this is crazy. Which is why I love that story for you. Like the stills there. Like
Dude,
that's me with the quick stop and clerks. Like it's literally 5 minutes from my house. Like,
that's what I want to ask you. So you're born and raised Jersey?
yes, sir.
Dude. All right, so how much was that influence into you? You said 5 minutes. Are you from Leonardo or around there? Or?
No, so I actually only moved to Leonardo or the Atlantic Highlands area maybe about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Up until that point, I had always been central. Well, it's still central Jersey, but I was originally from a town called Howell, and it's about 40 minutes away from where the quick stop was. So I'll never forget the first time I went on a solo trek there. I was like, man, this is where one of my favorite movies ever was shot. And who would have thought that this store would change this dude's life? But yeah, wow, I haven't thought about that.
Dude, yeah. So I'm gonna share something with you real quick because I have this hanging. I have a lot of pride in it, but let me show you real quick because I gotta grab it. But it's one of my prized possessions. It's not maybe my prized possession outside of my son, and my son's not a possession, but you know whatever. But I got this. So my senior year in high school, they have the audio video classes and whatnot, like editing movies, or they didn't have movies. It was just kind of like
Video
news broadcasting more.
Yeah.
And that's what we had, right? A comm class, I guess. And usually somebody who takes it from like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, they get the Covenant Broadcasting Student of the Year award. Well, I was a senior and I hadn't taken it. Those 3 years I thought about doing it. I never thought about like I'll do it my senior year and I'll be somebody that just I'll just be a background guy or I'll figure it out. Not knowing I was the lead, I was creating everything. I took over the whole channel. I took over the whole class, like on like certain editings and stuff. And even like at a certain point, I'll tell you that the teacher, Kab, she at the end of the year, academic awards and everything, they have a whole thing for the broadcaster student of the year, and everybody's getting like they passed the test and they got the A's. They got awards for that. All A students, all that. I don't get shit, dude. I don't get nothing. No, I miss school. I go to school 6 days a week because I go to Saturday school because I freaking miss so much school. So I'm like, I don't get no award, but I'm there and I'm actually recording the event on a tripod with like a VCR recorder, camcorder, and then I'm recording it. And she says, all right, we're getting to the Broadcasting Student of the Year award. Well, there was a guy named I don't want to throw him on the bus, but it was supposed to be Gary Cooper's award. This guy went to school. Because he ended up working like the news for like 10 years. Like this is his thing, right? Like he's supposed to get the award. So I'm here looking at Gary, looking at Ab, and I'm gonna record. And I remember looking at her and looking at the lens. I remember her being like, I have the winner, right? I have the person that's gonna award the thing for them right here. And she goes, God, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. She said that. So she goes, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. And I was like, she's like, CJ. She goes, everybody goes, huh? Yeah. She goes, he earned it. He earned it. She goes, I haven't edited the show since what do you call it? March. He's been doing all the edits for the weekly show we had.
Wow.
I was doing all. I didn't know I was doing them because I'd be there and I'd be like, let me just do it. I'll knock them out. And so I got this award, the Broadcasting Student of the Year award. Not knowing that this thing would save my life, issued a Broadcasting Student of the Year award 2003, CJ Robles with the periods, May 26, 2003. Through my whole journey, with like being an addict and all this shit, trying to get through drugs and alcohol and all that, this little thing was the thing that kept me focused a little bit, just enough, the 1% to be like, you still got a chapter you got to finish, dude. You still got to, it took time. It took forever, but it was like, hey, I'm here. And out of all the things I have, like, this is actually made pretty well. So physical media to me is probably one of the, that's not media, but this comes from media. It's probably one of the most things that I love. So like people making DVDs, people making movie posters, people just writing scripts and selling them, anything. I love that stuff because it means that one, you can't change it, but two, it was there. It was meant to be, No, so like,
dude, I totally get it. By the way, I want to just quickly quote Willem Black from Clerks about that whole story you just told me. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Freaking
dude, that's so wonderful and so cool. Like, but I'm the same advocate for physical media. The only reason Tree Lights isn't going to come out on some disc is because of we have a SAG agreement. We're a SAG production, and the one that we picked, we just can't do it. So it'll go up. It'll go into some festivals, then it'll go up on YouTube. But I can't wait for the day that I can add my own movie to the physical media collection and just have it live between the greats. Have it live on my DVD shelf.
There you go.
That's
I gotta tell you something before I forget. I keep forgetting, and I want to tell you this because, dude, you since I've met you, and I remember taking a selfie with you when I was out at the New Jersey one time. I'm being like, this guy's like really cool. He's legit. He's true. But I remember asking you like, yo, dude, I did that Jason David Frank interview. What do I do with it? And you're like, you and Zap are like, get it out. Just get it out there. Do something. Just get it out. Let people see it. That was like almost like 3 years ago, right?
Wow, that's horrible.
2 years ago. 2 years ago. Sorry, that's 2 years ago. But it happened 2 years ago with him. But I ended up having to process that thing, not knowing that I had to like process. And I put a YouTube video out there saying that I wrote a comic book inspired by Jason David Frank called The Power Within. Now, the comic book, actually, I was trying to write a movie, and then I was like an animated, and I was like, this isn't a movie. This is a story, but I need to get this out. So I made a comic book, right? So as I'm making the comic book, I started writing certain characters that are in it from my life or whatever. But when I met you I realized I was like, dude, I want you in my comic book. So you're inspired. I have to get your permission, but there's a character inspired by you, and I don't have the name yet, and I have it right there. I have I have my whole thing is Shipwreck Studios, and I have a trunk, a treasure chest with some of my ideas that I can't get to. I just throw them in there on like paper. I get to them later.
Yeah.
That story is in there, and I'm about to dig it out. And but the thing is cool about it is like I'm getting more and more as I talk to you more from you, and I'm like, dude, the character that I wrote is so you that I didn't even realize that, because you're so like, I don't even kiss your ass, but you're genuine. So I pick up from the character, and I realized, I was like, dude, the guy, so the character is in the comic book and the story is we're coworkers in a sense, but you're the tech guy. You build things. So in like your sense of like where you had someone that was going to write the movie and you're going to direct it. So in this thing, I'm the director and not the writer. So you're basically the writer of this program we're building. I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but we're building a new Power Ranger suit, and only technically only you and another Ranger know about it. We can't call it Power Rangers or whatever, but you and some other, so we're building one, and I'm the test subject. So just to get it going, but the whole thing about you is just like the character, like you pop in so many things, and now that I talk to you, like the way I have you coming in certain pages is like one time you're in the back of the van. The next time you're in the studio. The next time you're at a spa, and you're like, yeah, like you're in all these different locations
Oh my
because
god.
you're the tech guy. But I gotta share it to you. There's just, and that's why I also picked that photo of you like this, because it reminds me of a time to being like, I'm here to pick you up. I'm here to there's symbolism there for me. They'd be like, we're going this way. Because in the
That's
I
so
was like, dude, that's
cool.
crazy.
That's
You're
so
written in it.
cool, dude. What?
Like Scott's written, yeah, Scott Schiaffle's written in it, Marilyn's written in it, and Brian's written in it. And I wrote a little bit for Jeff, but like I was writing characters. I put it apart for like Ming, a little thing for Ming. But
It
there's
is
just
so
people.
weird that you put me in the same league. Well, that's even a stretch. Like that even in that book, you mentioned me in the same breath as those guys that also inspired me to do what I want to do. Like, this is insane. That's so cool.
Dude, it's like, because also it's just an idea that you right bring into life, but I put everything like placeholders. Like, I'm gonna put this person in as just because I like their look, I like the way they sound, something, right? I hit it off with them, I put it in, and it's like a seed I plant, and then all of a sudden you start to learn more about them. Because I've done this with other people where I'm like, man, I really actually don't like this person, like the way they're just constantly posting about this or talking about this, or maybe I see them but then I think about it, I'm not gonna like delete them, but I'll put them maybe as another character. I'll put this person in instead. And when I do that and it clicks, that kind of happened with you. So I was just kind of like, dude, I'm just leaving him. I'm just gonna leave him because I'm not. There ain't no placeholder. You're the guy. So I don't. And then now that I'm telling you here, I'm like,
my
dude,
cheeks hurt from smiling.
I'm telling you, man, it's just something like that. Dude, being when I was at the cinema, when Kevin opened the theater, I remember being there with you guys, and it was just, everybody was just like very receptive, very welcoming, very cool. I think that's where where that inspired, because that's where I wrote it. That's kind of where I last left it. It's completed. So now what I need to do is, and in the 2 years, I had to figure out actually how to write a comic book, which I already learned. So now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put in my placeholders of where I want action scenes, where I want like dialogue or whatever, and then I'm just gonna get somebody else to doll it up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be my version, because I want my version to be free. So my version, I'm gonna print and make myself, total DIY, independent, and I'll give it away for free. I told some people at the Secret Stash, because I've been there quite a few times, and I'd be like, once I have the book, I'll
Mike
just
put that comic out. You know.
Yeah. I was just saying, can I just have it there on the I was gonna hit a bunch of comic book stores and just have it there on the way out to give people for free, because it's literally my Jason David Frank experience of just like how I met him and everything. But it's also about just not about just timing and knowing, just like you can believe in yourself. There's a power here that everybody can unlock for you, but ultimately it's you that has to do it. Ultimately, you're the one that's gonna have to put that hat on, put those shoes on. It's up to you. Now, that being said, what I'm gathering from this whole thing, that one story you said that your movie got to be screened by 250 people, and the reaction is like, now that's for me, is like, I want that. I know what a 70
and it's
people.
achievable, man. It's totally achievable. Nothing is out of reach in this industry. Like, you have to work towards it 110%, 1,000%, but you put in the work, you be willing to learn, always be open to learning, actually. And you'd be surprised what you can accomplish. Because I always tell this to people. I'm like, yo, if my 16-year-old self heard what I do now, I wouldn't believe
Oh,
me
dude. Yeah.
at all. I would think you're making it up. Is there places I would prefer to be? Absolutely. I mean, like, I want to. All this is to eventually have the goal of making a movie in some way, shape, or form. I used to have feelings about the fact that I haven't made a movie yet, and I just turned 30. But everybody's journey is different, so I think that just be open to understanding that this road we call life is full of fucking weird twists and turns, and just being
Yeah.
open to going on the chaotic road trip that it is. So
And
I
then
yeah.
that you turning 30, is that and not having like the movies like you said, is that how much does that weigh on you, or have you kind of like you're like I'm okay with it, or are you using that for fuel?
I know it's probably a cop out, but a little bit of both. I mean, I don't let it consume me like it used to, but I'm glad that I haven't made a movie yet, because I look at the scripts I was writing when I was 20, 21, 22, and if I had made those scripts, I don't think I would have made a great movie, like,
Yeah, I have those old scripts too, man.
yeah, like there are some concepts in those old scripts that I'm like, really? That's what you want to talk about? Okay. But then
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
some where I'm like, okay, that actually could work now. But I am grateful that I haven't made the movie yet because I'm always learning how to better myself as a writer anyway. So if
Yeah.
I had made a movie before 30, I don't think it would be something that I would be proud of.
Yeah.
um, I think that I would much rather make the 30-year-old Christian's movie than the 22-year-old Christian
Yeah.
movie.
I got
But
you, man. Yeah, not feel that.
I either or, I'm just excited to be along for the ride. Like I say that about my like past stories and scripts, but the same enthusiasm is there. But
Yeah.
I just know that I've learned so much about storytelling and writing and directing that, like, it only benefits the first movie even more for me to just keep
Yeah.
learning and learning. So while sometimes I feel envious that, like, I haven't made a feature film yet, I also look at it and I'm like, well, don't be envious. Like, your journey is going to be your journey, and that's fine. And right now, shorts are just my way of being able to say, like, hey, I know what I'm doing. This is the story I want to tell right now. And that's also what Tree Lights is. So, shameless plug, if you want to help make that film happen, go check it out on Indiegogo.
So we got the Indiegogo going on for Tree Lights. And it is great to back somebody and see like where they potentially can go and be like, hey, I'm part of that. Before I started going on movies for Indiegogo, I was like, you know what, my kid's 3. I'm gonna have to be with him all the time now. I can't really make movies at this time, so I'll just send movies. I'll send some money to this movie. I'll send some money to this movie. I help produce like 4 or 5 movies. And not knowing, in return, the following year, people started asking me to be in their movies off of Indiegogo. And that's how I started getting roles. And I was like, oh crap, I didn't even think about that. Like, people would be like, hey, you so and so, you send money to my friend here and I'm making a movie and they liked you. Do you want to be in my movie? I was like, cool. Like, I didn't even think about that. Like, I never thought about that. And I gotta say, let me get some. I didn't realize we had comments. I've been talking to you so much. But
No, it's all good. It's all good.
let's see. Oh, here we go. We got yeah, sorry, Beyond Fat. He's wrote like music, there is a time and a place for every type of genre. True.
Absolutely.
It is. And one of my I'm 5'11" and a half. My wife always calls me out when I say I'm 6 foot. Yeah, no, I don't say I'm 6 foot because then I get somebody that is 6 foot and I'm like, no, look, there's like a whole inch here. You should come out with a DVD compilation of your shorts. That's what I was gonna recommend for you. Like,
I think I can do that in a few years. Tree Lights won't be on there for a couple of legal reasons, but
yeah,
anything. Well, I actually can't put Waffle Cone Willie out on DVD. There's a weird licensing thing with GTA
just
movies
because you're using it.
that it's like, oh, you're using our game to make your film. You can't put this out on DVD or put it into festivals. Although I have seen GTA shorts that have gone to festivals,
I know,
and
right?
I just don't know if I want to be the one to try that, because I don't then want to either A, wake up a sleeping giant and then ruin it for everybody, or what the fuck was that?
I have no idea. What was that?
You saw
I
that,
saw
right?
I saw a thumbs up. Yeah. I tried to hover over. What is this?
That's not me. What the fuck is that? That's so what? Okay, cool.
I know what that was. That was
I
cool.
I was like, was somebody thumbs upping my answer? All right, cool.
That's pretty cool.
But
Maybe we should
yeah,
use it.
I've thought about it. I think that is a good idea,
I
but I
I could do
think
that with mine. I thought about doing that with mine. Actually, I am gonna do that. I'm actually gonna do because I'm dude. You can rent theaters out for cheap now. So I'm gonna do a CJ Robles's. Here's my movies that get to my. Oh, this is what I want to tell you. My feature. I was working on my feature without knowing that I already shot a feature. I didn't have time to get to editing this movie, the Sick and Twisted, because we shot it so fast, and I was like, oh, I'll get to it later. Get to it later. I'm working on this movie, Johnny Can Fly, and the extraordinary guy caught up in an extraordinary mess. This is basically a mistaken identity movie.
ooh,
And this is about a guy basically who gets. This is basically about a guy who gets mistaken for a petty, low life criminal, but that petty low life criminal did something bad to some big people, so the big people are coming after him. So the whole time he's trying to prove his innocence. Meanwhile, he has his crazy best friend Sigmund Chow trying to get him to recruit him back. His crazy girlfriend Jenny Lee that's trying to kill him and at the same time be with him. And he's got a man with a bag over his head and a suit with handcuffs with him.
Jesus, this dude's going through it.
He's going through it, and I think it's just some kind of thing in my life that I did. But that was the essential Indiegogo and everything I had going for this. But once I started editing Sick and Twisted, and this is what I also want to tell you, like with movies, like I always feel the movie's finished in your head before anything else, or get close to that point. And with Johnny Can Fly, I got there, so I started editing Sick and Twisted just to get. I was watching all because I had all the clips uploaded to the Google Drive, so I was just going through them. I'm like, okay, that looks cool. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. Very limited. We shot it in 4 days. We shot it from 7:30 to 11:30. We don't have a lot. I can't get mad. But then I started putting it in, and I got to I was like, we're gonna get to 17 minutes. This is gonna be a long short. Oh, we're gonna get to 23 minutes. This is gonna be a real long short. Wait, I'm really done with the first act. Okay. I started going, and I'm like, oh wait, why do I need first act? I have a second act. Oh wait, I have a whole feature here. So I'm already at 101 minutes.
Holy
We have
shit,
dude. But it has the beats. That's the crazy. It has the beats, and it has the beginning, middle, and end. It has the problem in the resolution, dude. But we did it, dude, and I'm freaking out because I want to get it done by the deadline. I want to. I'm doing this is the rough. I'm sending a rough cut, which is. This is I want to ask you a few final questions. Are you editing your movie?
yeah. So, Just Desserts, Blurry, Waffle Cone Will, every film that I've made, I edit. More out of necessity than like having an editor. One of my dearest friends, Ken Dwyer, is an amazing editor, but I've yet to relinquish that duty to somebody else just because time and cost associated with certain things. But sound mixing, I usually try and pass off to somebody else. So
Yeah, man. Because right now with the movie, I'm having issues. I still have some of those. Because I'm in Premiere Pro, and I have a little bit of that echo on some people. You get that echo on not on the boom mic, on the camera mic, the shotgun mic. But I feel like that echoes. I mean, that sounds a little bit on this certain shots sounds better. But I'm not. I don't want to beat myself up on like the audio because the more I'm trying to fix it, I'm distorting it. So
Here's
I'm
the
like,
thi- here's the hard truth. Sound is so much more important than the visual that sorry Nate, sorry Andrew, sorry any cinematographer that I've ever worked with, including myself, but sound is so fucking important when it comes to doing this. So if you're having sound issues, and I know that you have a deadline coming up, man, but like I would take the time excuse me, to
yeah,
properly go back in and look at it. And hell, if you can, start setting aside funds to have somebody else handle that
yeah,
aspect,
yeah,
because it'll take your film from like a pseudo professional to like really glossed professional.
yeah.
So
Yeah, and being an accidental first feature, I think that's what I'll do, just a rough cut, and then because I'm gonna do a DVD, and when I do the DVD, I want to have it be at its best. But yeah, I'll definitely get someone else to do it. Yeah, all right, bro. Yeah, I don't want to. I love talking to you, man. I could talk to you forever, dude.
I get
But I
listen,
feel like
I'm always down for longer conversations. I'm just realizing how freaking tired I actually am. But
yeah,
this
and it's
has
already
been so fun. And I hope that my answers weren't too all over the place with certain things. It's just I've had a very strange, wonderful career thus far. Like committed, all at the center of it is just being committed to making the things that I want to make. And through that commitment, I've gotten opportunities that are unbelievable. That
yeah.
when I was talking about writing music for Thomas, guess what? That resulted in a job where I wrote songs for the official Thomas and Friends brand for Mattel.
Oh, that's badass. That's badass.
And that was amazing. That was one of the most incredible things I've ever had the honor of doing. And then that afforded me an opportunity to write some songs for fucking Chuck E. Cheese,
That's
which
badass, dude.
I loved going to as a kid. One of my favorite memories ever of my dad was at actually a Chuck E. Cheese, something he used to do. He would bring us to Chuck E. Cheese and he would set up in the biggest table in the corner of the store away from everybody, preferably in a darker section away from brighter light, Mr. Nocturnal. Um, and he would bring a portable record player and listen to records through his headphones while me, my brother, and my sister would all go play. My dad would be sitting there listening to music, looking for samples. And then sometimes he would share with me what he was listening to. And it was always so wonderful. It was always so cool.
Awesome.
And
I was looking.
yeah.
Sorry, keep going. No,
No, no,
I
no.
see. I see. I want to ask you about your dad. He was always in all the videos, interviews. He always dressed fly. Was he always dressed like that? Like always in good, like, like threads, always looking good. Always, I
For the
always on
people,
point.
yeah, but at home, comfortable. Come on, man.
Okay, so he was all right.
Yeah, he was
So
chill. He
he
knew
was
when to
chill.
bring out the style. But when you're at home, man, be at home.
Be at home. That's true. And how much did that any that does that for your style? Do you look at it like I have to keep up with the old man and
Hell
dress like?
no. Friggin' man, my dad was all about individuality, man. Like he was
Okay, yeah.
all about like, yo, be your own person. So okay, I'm my own person. I'm my own style. I'm very basic when it comes to clothing, t-shirts. I don't know. It's very different. I'm very lucky that I have a sister who can also advise me with these things and be like, this will look better. So shout out to my sister Mia
With
for
yeah,
always
with
keeping me
that
sharp.
oh god, I got little sisters. All right, I'm gonna finish this last question. See, I love that Mike works at the stash because to me, he's just as famous as Kevin. To meet him was just amazing, and meeting Mark and Kevin, yeah, like that's I mean all of them, and even when I go over there, like I love like seeing you, Julia, Zap, me, cousin Johnny, and then you get when you hang out at the stash, there's other people there that just work there that are like cool too. So you could talk anything about those guys, and
Oh yeah. The
it's such a
Zaps,
cool thing.
the Zaps are such good people, and I know that some people might think otherwise, but the Zapsics are legit like my second family. I love Mike Zapsik and I love Julia Zapsik so much. Uh, I'm honored to know them, and I'm honored that I do a show with Mike. We've been on hiatus for a little bit, but I I've learned so much from him. We've talked so much from just being friends for so long. Hell, I finally got to work with him in an acting capacity. I put him in a Christmas special I did a couple years ago. Freaking speaking about the GTA stuff, a couple years ago before WaffleCon, I did a Christmas special called Banjo and Buckshot's Christmas Time Caper, which was essentially a ridiculous mashup. What happens when you mash Phineas and Ferb and
Okay,
Dukes of Hazzard?
it
And
works.
it created a really fun crop of eclectic characters, and Mike played one of my favorites, and I cannot wait for him to play that character again because it is so ridiculous and so funny. He's essentially our show's Sheriff Roscoe, you know.
Yeah.
But having him deliver those lines, there's actually a video that I put up on my channel that is the making of Banjo and Buckshot. And there's a great clip that I recorded of Mike recording the exact line that I used in the special. And you could see him getting into it. It's such a great clip. Oh my God. But I'm so lucky because I used to watch these guys on TV too. I'm so
Yeah.
lucky to know Mike, Julia, Kevin, Ming, Ernie, Scott, all these people that really inspired me now look at me as like, oh, that's our friend Christian. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't take that for granted. Like, I really don't. I I see it as something very wonderful and very, very special that I'm allowed in this inner circle and
Yeah.
they see me as somebody worth having, you know, and that alone is so cool. And for them to be just amazing human beings on top of it, like
Yeah.
makes it so much easier, you know. So I'm very lucky to be around those guys. And just don't bother Mike on a bad day, you know, just leave him alone.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
just if he I'm just messing around. I love you,
Yeah, no,
Mike.
I'll tell you this much, man. If I lived, well, not even now, because now everything's more remote. I'm like, dude, I've been applying for jobs over there too, man. I love that area. I love, I get a little egotistic to say that I would like to be like New Jersey's nephew because I love to go. I like every time I bring up New Jersey, people are like, you like Jersey? I love Jersey. I love it's kind of the people. Not only that, it's the beautiful surroundings. The whole city is amazing. I mean, the whole state, but
Dude,
like
Jersey's fucking awesome. I don't care what anybody has to say. It took me a long time to really quote unquote accept it, but it's my home. It's my home state. It's where I was born. My family is here. I Even if I leave, even if I go to California for a while, like I know that I'll always come back here. Kevin
yeah,
Kevin put it pretty well actually the last time I saw him. He's like, "Yeah, come back here to recharge now. It's the home
yeah,
well." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's the home well. Like this is where I recharge and find my inspiration." But I mean, I love it here. And it's
yeah,
fine.
dude. Man, I love that you're always excelling at things. Like you're always trying new things. You're giving these ideas. These titles are amazing alone for every little project you do, man. Dude, I don't want to take too much of your time because I'm an hour behind you. You're already in the well, technically I'm
It's
already on
already the
season.
Next day over here, bro.
You've been in the next day for a minute. And I don't really want to take much of your time because I know it's late and we got to get back to. And I'm actually gonna go jump into editing for about an hour or two before I go to bed. My work is just manual labor, so I just unplug and I can just do it and go home and then come back to this. But I would love to do this full time. So this is where I'm hitting it hard right now, and I try to focus as much as I can with the movies, with the acting,
Hey, listen,
streaming.
there's a great clip that's been going around from Giancarlo
Esposito.
Esposito. Yes. And where he's talking about, hey, you have to understand that you have to do these things to survive, but know that it is only so that you may then return to your art later. So there is no harm in having to drive the bus, flip the burger, drive the cab. Like, you do that to pay your bills, because you got to be a responsible human being. But it's all in the service of doing the thing you love.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to shout out a few people that are not coming up in our comments for some reason, but they're here. I want to shout out my buddy John Ross Kakoza. I want to shout out my buddy Ryan Weir. I want to shout out Kim Lochran Garby, who actually specifically pointed out your KREL t-shirt. She's a fan.
Oh yeah.
So just to shout out some people who have always been supporting.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm not on my end, but that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no, of course. Ryan, fun fact, is partially responsible for Tree Lights in a really weird capacity. He connected me with one of the lead actress, Lauren, who's going to be in the film. And without Ryan, I would have never connected with Laura, and we probably wouldn't have made this current incarnation of the film. So shout out to Ryan, for he is the reason Tree Lights is happening.
Exists. That's cool, man. Ryan Weir, what'd you say his name was?
Yes, sir.
Shout Ryan. That's cool, man. Yeah, no, that's right, dude. Because I mean, just to be like making a movie from an animation standpoint or to a physical or a live, to make a movie in general, just to have people to believe in you, believe in yourself. It's all a lot. When we did Side by Side Movies podcast, I did this for 2.5 years with my buddy, which I want to bring back. We just watch 2 movies, talk about them, and that's it. 2 random movies, right? But I would say we rate movies 1 through 10, and then 11, 12, 13 are the ones we really like. But we say 1 because just for making a movie, like, they're so hard to like really understand. Like, there's no zeros out there. There's no zero
that's
movie.
why, honestly, that is why I can't. That's why I can't criticize movies anymore. I used to think that I was going to start like a movie critique channel, like offer my opinion on these things. But here's 2 problems. 1, any movie that gets made and released is a Herculean effort.
Yeah.
Like, the massive undertaking needed to make that even happen is worthy of an award in of itself. Doesn't matter what the movie is.
Yeah.
The fact that it's out in a theater or on DVD or streaming wherever, the fact that it's been made is huge. That already just, even if I'm not a fan of the movie, that's enough. Like, that's something that I know is a net positive.
Yeah.
2, I want to make these things too. I can't imagine having my compliment or having something said about a movie out there that can then be called back to and negatively reflect that. So, and then 3, I love to love movies. So even movies that I know I'm not going to really dig, I love to find net positives in them. Like, and I know sometimes there are some that don't have them, but they still got made.
Yeah.
Got made.
Yeah, and doing a like a critique show for we did like 92 episodes. We got quite a few. That's like what, like over 100 movies, over 200 movies. We watched the movies, and I realized something that one, I really do love movies, but two, I was learning from these movies. I was learning how they were being made. I was learning. I was like, oh, they had problems too. I thought only I had problems on production. Once you start finding out all these issues, you stop thinking about your problems and you think about how you're going to solve them. And you start thinking about, is that even a problem? Is that should this is we wrote it down? I love pre-production. As much as I love pre-production, and as prepared as you can be, shit's gonna fall to the side. So get ready. But brother, I'm gonna let you go, man. It's already super late, and
No, it's
well,
totally fine, man. Hey, listen, this is what happens when creative individuals have a conversation. It can go on for hours and hours and hours. Trust me, I get it. Why do you think the Live from the Secret Stash show would go over so many times? Because me and
Dude,
Mike,
it's
sometimes, especially when we're talking about something we're passionate about, we can talk for hours. So
so I put it on, and I'm cleaning or something, and I'm like, I know I'm about done with an hour. Let me see where we're at already. Oh, 1:15. I was like, oh, we're all right, we're good. I can chill. I could chill. Just listen to you guys talk about things you like doing. Even like just reading the comic book for the week, things like that to just help other people have interests, find hobbies, like things, gravitate to things. So the fact that you guys are making them, and the fact that you have that background and you've done that, that's always a good thing, man. And I think the fact that like you put in the work over here and it's showing over here, because dude, anything you make, I'm just watching. You got the eye, man. So just keep it going.
and so do you, man. You have the passion, the drive, the energy. Like you have all the things there for the success already. Hell, fucking, you got 2 movies ready to go at this point. Like you're working on them. Like
Oh, dude, you're gonna trip out when you start seeing my buddy Ty Gwyn, he because of this movie and the way we worked, the way he worked with me and his patience, he unlocked my inner beast mode on editing. I am enjoying editing right now. And I've like I used to back in the day when I first started doing this, and back to it again where I'm like, oh, okay. I know what I want to say. I know what I want to do. And if it doesn't make any sense, I don't care. I'm throwing it out. So I do have a lot of buildup, and I'm gonna focus on one project, more one project at a time, instead of trying to do everything. Just get it done. But yeah, as soon as I'm done editing Sick and Twisted, which will be within the next 24 hours, I'm jumping straight into Johnny Can Fly. But that's for movie purpose. But short movies, you're gonna see. I have one that I wrote for Scott. Scott Schiaffo has a YouTube page, and he made I think a short movie in 2001, a non-linear movie called I Got Stuff, and it's just him in Jersey, just improv to making him a short. But I was able to take that information and made a sequel to it. So I made a sequel to a short.
interesting.
So
Okay.
yeah, so it's called I Got Stuff 2, TOO, and it's an animation, because I tried to pitch it as a real thing to him one time, and he was like, I'm too old," and then I was like, "Oh, that sucks." And I'm not gonna. That's his answer. I'm not gonna like tell him anything. Then
I
I
got
realized,
something in mind for Scott as well. That's funny.
dude, that
I
dude,
can't talk about it yet, but I
dude,
got
he's so
something.
talented, man. He's so talented. He's got like such a positive attitude towards things, and he's very informative. And
Have
plus,
you
he's a
seen
counselor.
have you seen Shooting Clerks yet?
No, I haven't.
Bro, let me tell you something about Scotch. I loved Shooting Clerks. I'm not going to spoil that movie because not many people have seen it yet, but it's the biopic about Kevin making Clerks. And Scott, Scott, oh, Scott plays Kevin's dad
Is that, yeah?
and kills it. Like, oh man, so many positives I could say, but just wonderful, wonderful movie. But
Just
Scott's a highlight. But yeah, dude's a talent. So
dude, watch him from Clerks and then from Vulgar alone, and like the dude's got so much talent. He's got range. He can act. I forgot about. Okay, so Shooting Clerks, it's not available to stream, but you
not yet.
can buy it at the street at the Secret Stash, because you could buy it because I think I bought it and I put it in my bag in Jersey, and it's buried in my garage. So I haven't seen it. I think because I bought like 3 DVDs on my way out, and I think I got because I put Clerk right here, and the other 2 I left in the bag. So I think I actually own it. I'm not too sure because when I went, because you know at the Secret Stash they have the DVDs right there when you grab them on the way out.
Yeah.
I grab them and I buy them. And I'm like, so
Oh
I got,
yeah.
I think I got, I bought. I'm like, what is this? So I grab because you can't. I don't want to buy them online, just right there. So I want to say I think I might have that one because that was there January. I think it was there, and I don't know is that one or is it?
I don't know because I don't think it's out yet. But
It's not out, right?
no, it's not out. It's not released yet. But
What's the DVD one for that? I got some. Not Shooting Clerks. They have another. So I have this one, and I got it with another one.
oh, they made some shorts.
Is that
Oh,
what
that's
it is?
Clerk. That's
No, I have this
Clerk.
one, but the one next to it, I got one whatever the one. There's another one. I bought it. I put it in the bag, and I haven't opened it.
I don't know. I really
It's
don't
next.
know off the top of my head.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting confused, and maybe I remember because I bought like 3 DVDs, and I bought this one, and I remember being like, I'll watch this one, and it's the only one I saw. But this was a good one alone.
Oh, that's a great
This one,
doc.
this one, what do you call?
Fun fact. I recorded the commentary for that with Kevin and Malcolm. And I got to sit in with them just having a conversation for 2 hours.
Dude,
And they even talk about me during it. And I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Man, I got to look at what I have. But that's awesome, dude. This DVD, also the one with is it Josh Rouse's the other one he made.
Oh my God. What the fuck? It's a great movie. Wrong Reasons.
Yeah, wrong, dude. No, Wrong Reasons. That's the movie I saw. But the other one he made the recent one with
Michael Parks.
Yeah. Which one? Oh, God damn it. He made
the Michael Parks documentary.
Is that what? Do you know what it's called?
Long Lonesome Highway.
Yes. Yes. Okay, yeah. Here I am. I'm on his IMDb credits, dude. He's got this dude. I follow him online. I don't even think you exist, but I don't even like the way you guys do stuff. But this guy, how does he exist? You guys all do cool stuff, man.
Josh is he's an anomaly. He is literally one of the, well, aside from being like literally one of the nicest people I've ever met, he is hugely multi-talented. He is one of those people that can easily just write, shoot, edit, repeat on his own. Yeah, he's insane. But in the best way possible. Dude, I love him to death.
And then in Wrong Reasons, Kevin's acting in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is like
Kevin plays Josh in that movie. Okay. If you haven't seen Wrong Reasons, just know that that's who Kevin plays.
Dude, I didn't even realize that. And now that you're saying that,
right? Isn't that hilarious?
Yes. Yeah, but the way he dresses, like because Josh likes to wear the vest, and then Wrong Reasons, Kevin has the cameraman vest, like the page one.
Yeah,
like the one, whatever that is. So that's cool. Well, shit, dude. That's what I'm saying, dude. You're so connected. You're so there. You're doing it. It's like a great thing. Anything you guys are doing over there is amazing. Anything you do, like with the stash, with the movies, with the music, I gotta say, man, just keep it going.
Thank you, man.
I don't know, man. You guys keep it up.
Each other at each other's premieres.
I will, dude. Also, what do you call it? I saw. Is there a horror Smodcastle Film Festival?
There is. There's now a Smodcastle horror only film festival. This is the first year of it, and it is apparently going to be excellent. Ernie, who curates the regular Smodcastle Film Festival, is also involved with it, and so is a couple of other horror people. It's so dope.
Is it what do you call it? Is it this year though? Is it going to happen this year?
Yes.
Okay, and that's is it gonna be November 1st, I believe, or something like that?
I think it's something like that. I don't know the dates off the top of my hand.
Okay, well, that's cool, man.
But
Well, yeah, no, dude. All right. Oh, dude, it's always fun talking to you. It's always amazing. I
you
think
as
the
well,
fact
man.
that you got I'm gonna blast tree lights. We got what 13 days left? Is that what you said?
16. We got 16
16
days
days.
left. And if you watch this and want to donate, guess what? I got an exclusive announcement for you. If you use the coupon code Xmas20 upon checkout, you'll get 15% off. So there you go.
Xmas 20 for 15% off. Nice. I will let people know. I will blast the hell out of this.
Thank you.
Gets a bit. I mean, I just think honestly, dude, when it comes with just like anything with preparation, money's always going to be a thing with movies, with music, with creative, anything. And if somebody can help you like take a little pressure off that, ease off a little bit off that, then that I feel that's okay to throw it out there. It's okay to be like, hey, we need money for this. I don't know. I think the fact that helping people in the beginning, and now I'm at the point where I'm doing mine, and it's just for me giving out, not even requesting like somebody help me. It's just more like, oh, they help each other out. It's a you scratch my back, I scratch your back. It's whatever, you know. And that's what I think is just one thing I love about you guys. I love about Jersey. I love about just the whole thing is that you guys are all real. And every time I met you guys are always genuine. And honestly, what do you call it, dude? It's a fanboy's dream to be out there and to see the comics, to see the movies, to see everything, man. And then I love that you tapped into it. And you're right, dude. Your lore, your lineage is still growing. 30. Let me tell you this, dude. 30. When I turn 30, the first thing I can tell myself is you gotta stop lying to yourself. You gotta stop lying to yourself. You're either gonna do the thing you're gonna do or you're not. The old saying, shit or get off the pot. That's where that really makes sense to me. Like, you either got to go or you're going to do it or you're not. When I turned 40, I realized you don't have that much time left, really. I mean, just saying your time's going. You do, but your time's going. So get those other things out that you didn't want to do. So now you know not to bullshit yourself. You know not to, to get those things out. But that time between 30 to 40, I was just figuring it out my way. So now it's like we're getting it all out, getting out who you can meet, who needs to see your things, who you can do it. But if you don't make it, no one will ever know. So that's where I'm like, I don't want to bury myself with that like pressure of like, you'll never know. Just get it out there. Just do it. I think that's what I do. The stand up, so the live comedy, filmmaking, acting, painting, anything. I think I don't think you have to be perfect to do it. Oh, I'll leave with this. Les Brown, motivational speaker. He always says, you don't have to be good to get started, you don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to start to be great. And that quote has always been. That's all I'll leave you with that, man.
Yeah. That's a cool place.
So
that's a cool one to end it. Thank you so much, CJ.
All right, thank you, Chris. And everybody, Tree Lights is out. We got 16 days of the campaign. Look on my social media.
Correction. It is not the actual discount code, and I'll put it in the comments below. It is mistletoe 15. Mistletoe 15. If you put that in the comments, if you put that on checkout, you get 15% off. So thank you.
Ooh, that's exclusive here. We're gonna get this out. Well, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. I'm gonna log off, and I'll see y'all next week. See y'all later.